of Brent Hart.
Nobody move.
Nobody get hurt. Nobody go anywhere. Plenty more World Series of Poker coverage still left to come as we're just getting things started here in the summer. So congrats to Brent Hart on behalf of our entire crew here in Las Vegas and my partner in the booth, Brent Hanks. This is Ali Najad saying thanks for joining us. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
It has been a roller coaster season for this young man. Pulled from the game last week in favor of Nick Arbuckle. Cameron Dukes getting another shot as the starting QB tonight. Question is, how long will we see him play on the opposite side? Someone who'd like to see a lot of Cameron Dukes is Willie Jefferson. 16 tackles, 3 sacks so far this season, but the Bombers need so much more in uncharted waters right now at 2-5. It is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the Toronto Argonauts in a little Saturday night football in downtown Toronto. Kate Burness alongside Milt Stegall, Matt Dunnigan, and the man whose hips don't lie, Jim Barker. We're all excited to be here. Time for some key matchups. I'm never letting that one go. Starting with you, Milt Stegall.
I'm going Janarian Grant against his former teammate, now special team coach for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Mike Miller. Janarian Grant has an opportunity to make history tonight. He'll be the first player in CFL history to score 4 straight return touchdowns, and Mike Miller is the man who's trying to stop him. He's not on the field, but he's trying to design the special teams play to make sure Janarian Grant doesn't get in the end zone.
Yeah, leads CFL history in special teams tackles. He's liable to come off the field and tackle himself, right? Get another one, put it up on the board. You know, I always thought the Cam Dukes, Kate, it was like he got hurt in that ball game, you know, to justify that replacement. But my guys I'm looking at tonight, folks, at home, just watch Biggie against Kadeem Carey and then watch McManus against Brady Oliveira. And you're going to watch some smash mouth football. And if those guys touch the football often enough, it should be a war out there.
Well, in typical fashion, I'm going to take the Winnipeg offensive line against the Toronto defensive line. Because
surprise.
Because if Winnipeg can't block, this is going to be a long night for them. Brady Oliveira needs to be able to run it, and they need to be able to protect Zach.
Coach, it's going to be a physical
game. But you know
game.
something I want to see, Coach? I got to see you get up and move those hips.
Yeah.
Come on, Coach.
Shake it. Come on,
Coach. Just give it to him, man.
Do it. The country wants it. Just a little dance for the country.
Just get us on something, Coach. You can do it better than Shakira.
Oh, we have to go to commercial. This is we didn't need the player shots this time. We needed shots of JB dancing. Thanks a lot, producer in control room.
We're working on it.
Oh, now he's dancing and no one can see it.
Meet the Jennifers. Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Gen X is planning a summer in Portugal with some help from JP Morgan Wealth Plan. Let's go, Whiskers. Gen Y is working with a banker to budget for her birthday.
You only turned 30 once.
And Gen Z, her credit's golden. Hello, new apartment. 3 gens getting ahead with Chase. Solutions that grow with you. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hi, we're Visible. Getting set to travel this summer and need a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the go? Do it with one line and unlimited 5G data for just $25 a month. For faraway adventures, Global Pass keeps you connected in 140 countries. And coverage just about anywhere with unlimited hotspot included, powered by Verizon. From road tripping to globetrotting, winning at summer travel starts with Visible. Switch at visible.com and travel like a champion.
You were hired to be a maintenance manager,
But everyone really knows you as a repair expert, a procurement specialist, and a problem solver. No matter what you're called, you know who to call to help keep your operation running. Grainger has over 1 million products, including the one you need now, plus the scale to deliver next day on most orders, so you can focus on delivering for the ones who count on you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm certain it's level 5.
Are you for imprint starting?
I'm certain it's level 5.
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
This is Mary Ann's first time visiting Paris. Où allez-vous? Before Mary Ann packed her bags, before she attempted her first sentence in French, she downloaded Babbel. So when it came time to tell the cab driver to take her to the Hotel Pierre,
J'aimerais aller à l'Hôtel Pierre.
Oh, c'est très bien. Babbel focuses on natural conversation. You can speak and pronounce with confidence. Start speaking a new language in 3 weeks at Babbel.com.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, this is your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods' $1 million touchdown win. If a kickoff is returned for a touchdown, you could win groceries for a year. If 2 kickoffs are returned for touchdowns in this game, you could also win $1 million. Good luck, Jen. Let's get you to BMO and join Rod Smith and Dwayne Ford.
Thank you, Kate Burness. We welcome you to Toronto on a beautiful summer Saturday night in the Argos' first home game in nearly a month. Their first time this season facing the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 2 teams that met in the Grey Cup 2 years ago, won the respective divisions last year, but they're still trying to find their way, Dwayne, this time around, each of them. One thing they do have, the running game. 2 top running backs going head-to-head tonight. You've got Kadeem Carey, you've got Brady Oliveira, last year's rushing leader.
Yeah, and both these guys obviously have been fantastic, but Brady in particular is finding his groove in recent weeks. A slow start to the season, banged up a little bit in training camp, but he's looking like 2023 Brady Oliveira in recent weeks. Kadeem Carey, banged up a lot last year in Calgary, but we've talked a lot about what a terrific fit he has been for this Toronto Argonaut team that signed him in free agency. Great with the young quarterback to have to rely on.
Ryan Dinwiddie started his CFL career as a player with Winnipeg. A lot of success as head coach in Toronto. And Mike O'Shea had a lot of success as a player with the Argos. Hall of Fame career. They were an assistant. And now this is year 10 as head coach in Winnipeg. And they are missing that man, Janarian Grant, who left as a free agent for the Argos. And Deontay McMahon is back for this opening kickoff as well. The Bombers won the toss, they deferred, so they will send it the Argos way from Sergio Castillo Saturday night in Toronto. Glad you can be with us for the CFL on TSN. Ex-Bomber Janarian Grant. And you heard all the talk about him. 3 straight games to tie a record with a return touchdown. Looking to break that record tonight, but a short return as on comes Cameron Dukes, starting quarterback again. We do wonder if we'll see Nick Arbuckle tonight.
Yeah, Cameron Dukes had some struggles, obviously, in the Hamilton game, 1-3 in his last 4 outings. Nick Arbuckle looked sharp down the stretch, trying to engineer a comeback against the Ticats. But Cameron Dukes remains the starter. He's done plenty of good things this season, continues to progress, which is the main thing you're looking for from a young quarterback at this level.
They fell behind early against the Ticats. Arbuckle came on late in the game and came close to a comeback there for Toronto, but they fell to 3-3. They're on the ground to begin. The leading rusher in this CFL, Kadeem Carey, had the ball and a good pickup on first down. Let's take a closer look at that Argo offense.
Yeah, an offensive line that this team considers to be one of its strengths. And, of course, Dejon Allen, the leader from his right tackle position. The receiving corps welcomes back Dave Ungerer. He comes off the injured list. Rasheed Bailey released this week as the Argos get some of their Canadian receivers back. One less American starter in the receiving corps as they've lost a Canadian starter on D. So in terms of balancing that ratio, Rasheed Bailey becomes a victim of that. Dave Ungerer in the starting line.
Kadeem Carey got 6, 2nd and 4. A little play fake, and then the throw, and that's to Janarian Grant, who doesn't get a lot of touches on offense and doesn't get much yardage there as It's a 2-and-out for Toronto, and they will have to punt it away.
Yeah, I think you were looking at a play there with Janarian Grant designed to be a little bit of a decoy. So often when you see the returners come into the game on offense, you anticipate that the team is looking for a way to get them the ball, that it's a limited package. Janarian Grant that time came across the formation, just released into the flat, ended up being an outlet, but I don't think that that was a primary option.
The returner back for Winnipeg is Cody Case. Third one they've tried to replace Janarian Grant this season. And Case on the return, his second game on returns for Winnipeg, gets it up across the 35. And here comes Zach Collaros, future Hall of Famer, no question about that, and has been such a star in Winnipeg, but this has been his most difficult start this season.
Yeah, a slow start, obviously, to the season for Zach Collaros, but I think that the changes that have gone on in terms of Winnipeg's roster have been somewhat understated, and especially when you factor in the injuries, how those have impacted the receiving corps in particular, where really the familiar faces with whom he's had a lot of interaction are only Wolotarski and Dembski.
A lot of change, and that's made a difference. Taking it to Oliveira, and there's one of the new receivers this season, Josh Johnson, caught it. And Benji Franklin coming in as Johnson went down for maybe a loss of some yardage there.
As we look at this Winnipeg Blue Bomber offense, along that offensive line, you've got center Chris Kolinkowski, originally a Toronto Argonaut draft pick. And the receiving corps will get a look tonight at Kevin Sklerzius. Quebec native, played his university ball at Connecticut. Second-round pick this season. A guy filling some of the shoes of Rasheed Bailey, actually, in the Winnipeg offense.
Second down and 11 after that loss of one. Throwing, and it is caught, too, at the 50. Ontario Wilson has it. He had a big day a few weeks ago, over 200 yards receiving. That is a first down, Winnipeg.
And the key to allowing this to develop, keeping that pocket clean. Nice job by the offensive line coming off on the twist. And you get a sense of the chemistry that Ontario Wilson has quickly developed with his veteran quarterback, Zach Collaros.
It was last week against Saskatchewan. He had only 2 catches for 48. But the week before against the Stampeders, 13 catches, 201 yards, and a touchdown. First and 10, up closer to midfield. Collaros working to the right. That one is caught. It is Kevin Sklerzius, the rookie, drafted 13th overall by the Bombers in 2024, and up against this Argo defense.
Yeah, Argos along that defensive line. Lost Jared Brinkman last week. He goes to the 6-game injured list. We'll see a lot of Ralph Hawley. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity to talk about him a little more as this game goes on. And the linebacking core, Robert Priester continues to man the nickel linebacker spot with Quincy Moget down. Traverse McFadden returns to the Argos after being released at the end of camp. Comes back and takes over the field corner. Jonathan Edward to the injured list.
Pick up a 7, second and 3. Brady Oliveira still running. Ball comes out. They lose it. It's picked up by Royce Metchie. He had a great run inside the Argo 35. He coughed up the football, and the Argos have it. Second leading rusher in the Canadian Football League on his first touch. It comes out, and it's scooped up by Metchie.
You hear that? It's the steady pulse of the world's game that's turning fans into family and sport into passion. You hear that? It's the heartbeat of American soccer. The USL on CBS Sports Network.
With generative AI on AWS, companies are already transforming how they work to generate new ideas and turn experiments into reality. AWS is the easiest way to get up and running, so you can quickly build and scale generative AI with security built in.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us for the Argos Week 8 matchup against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We are at BMO Field. Thank you for being here. Make sure you've hit that like button. Let's get some more Argos fans here in the chat. We are 3-3 in third place in the Eastern Division. We have got to step it up and get the W today against the Blue Bombers, who are 2-5. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for any of our Toronto sports action, whether it's the Blue Jays, the Argos, TFC, the Maple Leafs, the Raptors, you name it, Toronto sports, it's here. Thank you guys. Share the link out as well, and we'll see you guys in the chat. Built by a fan for the fans. That's what we do here at TSI. Go Argos, go.
Knows that Oliveira doesn't see him coming. Goes for the ball as he wraps up, squeezes the arms, punches that ball loose. Big turnover there for the former Calgary Stampeder and Hamilton Tiger Cat, arriving as a free agent.
Western, and apologies to Royce Metier, changing recently the pronunciation of his last name. Force of habit there. Metier with the pickup. And pressure, and coming in to take him down. That's Retta Cramdy in on Cameron Dukes as Winnipeg brought some heat, and they'll force a second and long now.
How about that for back-to-back big plays by Canadian linebackers coming from the left side of your screen. Watch for number 6, nickel linebacker. Gonna flash into the picture. Comes free on the play, the University of Montreal product. He and Patrice Rene, the only Canadians in the league starting at that position. Both doing a fantastic job.
So back to the Argo 27 and a 2nd and 17 for Dukes. Stands in, still has time. Pressure comes, gets rid of it. Nearly intercepted by Michael Griffin. Oh my goodness, if he could have hung on to that ball, there was daylight ahead. Possible pick 6 instead. Punting situation coming up here for the Argos.
Yeah, dangerous one there for Cameron Dukes. You see that he's got some time initially on this play, but by the time he spots the receiver, wants to get it there, he can't step forward. He's got 2 defenders right in front of him, can't step into the throw. Little velocity. That allows Michael Griffin time to get there and very nearly come up with the INT.
So John Haggerty stands inside the Argo 15 to get this one away. The 2nd in the CFL in net punting average, and a good one there to Cody Case, breaking it to the left. And good return to get it up closer to the 45 for the Bombers. CFL on TSN, Saturday night in Toronto.
Your pride and joy is measured in acres. Keep them looking their best with the Kubota lineup. Versatile Sidekick utility vehicles. The #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience. Professional grade mowers for a professional cut. It's equipment built with one purpose, to get the job done right.
Meet the Jennifers, each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Hello, new apartment. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
A promise is a trust not to be broken, whether spoken with an oath or sealed with a pinky. And after 100 years, we're still taking care of the military community and their families. That's our mission, always.
What's up with your dad, Chloe?
Ever since he got AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy, he's been up on his high horse.
Best deal got me feeling like a big old cowboy.
That's a very high horse. Perhaps you can wait in the waiting room?
I'll just go wait in the waiting room.
Ride high with AT&T's best deal on the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6.
Last week against the Riders, Zach Collaros went over 30,000 yards passing in his remarkable career. A lot of that yardage coming at a time when it didn't look like his career would be extended much longer, and then really took off when he arrived in Winnipeg.
Yeah, it certainly did. Sometimes you just get that perfect connection between a player and a team or a player and a system. That has definitely been the case. And it's not as if Zach struggled earlier in his career. He's obviously been a very good quarterback in this league, but yeah, things really took off for him as a Blue Bomber.
Throwing to Josh Johnson, and a short pass on first down, picks up about 3 yards on that play. No, you're right. Collaros starting his career here in Toronto, actually. Backing up Ricky Ray, played a lot in 2013. Had earned himself a chance to sign with Hamilton and be their #1 QB. And before he got hurt in 2015, would look like he was on pace to be the most outstanding player in the CFL that year.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that relationship with his Hamilton offensive coordinator, Tommy Condell. Now taking care of business in Ottawa with Zach's former backup, Drew Brown.
2 memorable stints in Toronto. The second one he didn't play for the Argos, but the Argos traded him to Winnipeg late in 2019. Off to Oliveira. A short pass again, but he gets close to a first down. Very close. Looks like he's about a yard shy.
There you see Oliveira going airborne. Immediately looking to the sideline for that first down marker.
Third down, about a foot away. Chris Strebler on and short yardage. Keeps it right side. Big body of Strebler has more than enough. He gets the midfield. It crosses that line, so easy first down. At least Strebler made it look that way as they get to midfield.
Well, very much like bringing in your fullback to take the snap, as we've seen some other teams go to this year. BC at times, Hamilton as well. Using a big back. Winnipeg just happens to have the luxury of that guy also being able to throw their arm.
Their second leading rusher, of course, behind Oliveira. Had a big day running the football in his lone start this season when Collaros was hurt. Collaros now, big toss, open receiver, who hangs on. The rookie, Kevin Clarcius, had to take a pop, but hangs on to the football for the biggest play for this Bomber offense this game, down to the 26 of Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely love this play from Kevin Clarcius. He knows the hit is coming as he's going down the seam. Metier closing, but all of his attention on the football, secures the catch even after the big collision, managing to hold on. This is a guy who was one of the stars of the CFL Combine this year. Turned a lot of heads. Continues to impress here in his rookie season.
Clarcius. So now first down and another target. Ball comes out. It was caught by the looks of things by Ontario Wilson and then lost a handle on the ball. So what's the ruling here?
Yeah, we'll take a closer look to ensure, or at least determine whether or not Wilson had caught it, secured it. It appears that he did. Brought it into his body, took a couple of steps upfield before being stripped.
It's Benji Franklin coming in and alert by Wilson to make sure he can get the handle on the ball again.
Yeah, big punch down on the ball by Franklin to pop that one free. Unfortunately, none of his teammates able to get that one. Big recovery. Big catch for Ontario Wilson.
Gets it down just outside the 10. It's a 1st and 10. Winnipeg's knocking on the door early in this game. Into the red zone. Handing off to Oliveira. Left side. And some second effort as he picks up a few more yards. Looks like he has it down to about the 7 and a gain of 4. Second down coming up.
Getting in behind that big offensive line. Oliveira doing his thing, churning his legs to move the pile.
Bombers are 10 for 20 in the red zone. They also have the fewest passing touchdowns in the CFL with only 3. It's a challenge for Buck Pierce and that offense with all these new receivers. Passing situation here in a 2nd and 6 at the Argo 7 in a scoreless tie. Collaros looks to the end zone. Coverage is there and it's knocked away. Some good defense by Tavares McFadden, who comes back to the Argos this week with the injuries that they've been dealing with and breaks up a play as they were looking for the end zone and a touchdown for Drew Wolotarski.
Yeah, fantastic timing on that play, going up to get the ball. Is Tavares McFadden. A good sense of the spacing he has there. He's got help over the top from Deshaun Amos, so he can play underneath the receiver. Just times that leap, get the ball at his highest point.
Back with the Argos. Argos making a play. Sergio Castillo in the short field goal try is good. So the first point's on the board. The Bombers went right down, threatening for the touchdown. The Argos, I'm sure with this, happy to limit them to 3 on that breakup, knockdown by McFadden.
Meet the Jennifers. Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Gen X is planning a summer in Portugal with some help from JP Morgan Wealth Plan. Let's go, Whiskers. Gen Y is working with a banker to budget for her birthday.
You only turned 30 once.
And Gen Z, her credit's golden. Hello, new apartment. 3 gens getting ahead with Chase. Solutions that grow with you. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hi, we're Visible. Getting set to travel this summer and need a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the go? Do it with one line and unlimited 5G data for just $25 a month. For faraway adventures, Global Pass keeps you connected in 140 countries. And coverage just about anywhere with unlimited hotspot included, powered by Verizon. From road tripping to globetrotting, winning at summer travel starts with Visible. Switch at visible.com and travel like a champion.
Last week, Cameron Dukes was replaced by Nick Arbuckle late in that game. With more in that QB situation, we're happy to give a big welcome back to Matthew Shinetti. Matt?
Good to have your voice in my ear, Rod. I got to get back to game speed. Well, let's talk about the speed that is existing between Cameron Dukes and Nick Arbuckle. Really, right now, it's a friendship. Absolutely, that Cameron Dukes is on the field right now. And really, Nick Arbuckle is going to be supportive. Now, I asked Ryan Didwitty this before the game, and he said that both quarterbacks might get an opportunity, but this is right now Cameron Dukes' team. No short leash, no pitch count, but what they're building in the quarterback room is also pretty special between the both of them. Nick Arbuckle is trying to give Cameron Dukes some relationship advice, while Cameron Dukes is trying to give Nick Arbuckle some fashion advice. But with the Chad Kelly situation looming, both aren't worried about what the dynamic is. They're just trying to build a constructive room, and when I was talking to them before the game, they both went ahead and said, man, we just like each other, we want to win. Rod?
Welcome back, Matthew, again. And here's Dukes rolling out, hitting his target. That's Mackay Polk. And he breaks free. He stays in bounds as a first down and more. Up inside Bomber territory, inside the Winnipeg 50.
Well, it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. I think Mackay Polk has looked pretty good in his first season as a Toronto Argonaut. First-year player here getting an opportunity. Working out of the slot, a little closer to the QB. Great effort after the catch there.
Young budding star, and by the way, the news this week, just recently, this would have been Rasheed Bailey's first game against his old team, but he was just let go by the Argos. Play action fake, lots of time. Dukes complete. Tavares Daniels, his first catch of this game, down close to the 30 of Winnipeg. So quickly, the Argo offense moving right back downfield.
Tavares Daniels going to work, isolated against Harrell Ford. To the boundary side, nice comeback route there. Push the defender deep. Break it off, work back to the ball.
Daniels, a veteran, came into the CFL back in 2016, Rookie of the Year with Calgary, went on to Edmonton, and then he's been with the Argos since 2021. From the Winnipeg 33, handing off, that's Dan out of Aboye, and he's going nowhere. Coming in, Adam Bighill. Also Jamal Woods.
Yeah, a lot of change on that D-line, but always a familiar face in the Acadia product, Jake Thomas, at his defensive tackle spot. Tony Jones gets a look at the will linebacker spot with Kyrie Wilson going to the injured list this week. And in the secondary, keep an eye on the free safety. Brandon Alexander continues to be one of the best in the Canadian Football League.
In his 7th year out of Central Florida. Running out of time again. Dukes is sacked for the second time in this game. And once again coming in, Retta Cramdy, the coverage linebacker, getting the heat on Dukes, who just ran out of time. Second sack for Cramdy.
And Cramdy moving around a little bit. Here coming off the edge. Out on that wide side. You see him picked up, but just as Dukes is dancing around in that pocket pretty close to his offensive line. Bramby able to reach out and get his clutches on the Argo QB.
Liram Hairolau on to tie this game from the 48, 50-17, longest to 48 this season. He's matched that. Field goal, Hairolau and the Argos in a 3-3 tie Saturday night at BMO Field in Toronto.
This is a story about the one. The untrained eye may not see the one as extraordinary, but her goals aren't easy. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. She is extraordinary. Because for the one, maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need plus 1 million more. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you certain you can fix that?
Yeah, clip here and there.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of Lisa, Joshua, Robin, Haley, and Josh. 4imprint promo product experts dedicated to working with you, for you, every step of the way. Make certain your logo, your organization, and you shine. That's the certainty of 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Sorry I'm late. Trying to close our books. It's the end of the month. What do you guys have, like an accounting army?
Actually, we're using Ramp.
Us too. Oh. Ramp automatically tracks expenses and receipts.
Automated expense tracking.
We can manage business spend all in one place.
And we get powerful insights to make smarter financial decisions.
With Ramp, we close our books faster.
And show up on time.
That was a practice swing.
Close your books faster and save an average of 5%. Learn more at ramp.com.
This was moments before this game tonight. The Argos losing Peter Martin, who passed away earlier this week. Pete Martin was a linebacker for the team, a great ambassador for the Argos, longtime radio broadcaster for them as well. There's Mike Hogan, who worked many years in the broadcast booth and radio for those Argo broadcasts. But Pete Martin, a great figure in the Canadian Football League and recently honored by the organization as well. And see the stickers on the helmet. PM for Pete Martin. Coached in high school in Mississauga, and among his many players that he influenced, guy beside me, Dwayne Ford. First down, throwing Calaris. And that's the Drew Wolitarsky for a first down, and I know you knew him well, your former high school coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of the positives you have heard lauded upon Pete Martin over the course of the last few days. Understatement, to say the least. One of the finest people you could ever meet. I have often said that as far as my own football career, one of the things that I am most proud of is the list of people for whom I have played, and Pete Martin is very much on that list. Outside of my family, as big an influence on my life as there is. So he will be missed.
Well put. And I know a lot of us, just being around the CFL a long time. By the way, Chris Trebler, they carried to get the first down. Wolitarsky was just shy, but and Mike Hogan wrote so much about it. But I remember any time I talked to Pete, everything was CFL, everything was Argos. He bled double blue. He loved talking football so passionately.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the ground of Brady Oliveira, tries to back his way closer to midfield. A short pickup as we get late in the first quarter. You saw the shots of Joe Theismann beside him, and Theismann started for the Argos at quarterback in 71, but this happened on defense. Jerry Keeling in Calgary intercepted 77 Pete Martin. That was a heartbreak for the Argos as it would turn out. The fumble by Leon McQuay in the rain at Empire Stadium in Vancouver, but Martin prominent on that Argo defense for several years until 72.
Yeah, and a terrific player. I mean, depending what generation you are of, I guess impacts how you know Pete Martin, but whether it's as a player, whether it was as a coach, as a broadcaster, whatever it may be, but always in some way connected to Double Blue.
And there's one of the greatest linebackers the Argos have ever had, who knew Pete Martin very well for all his time here with Toronto, and well aware of the significant loss in this city in the football community. And the Bombers on that incompletion. Tap to punt, Jamison Sheehan in, and it is Janarian Grant. To say, looking to stand alone in the record book to make it 4 straight games with a return touchdown. He tied the record last week in Hamilton at 3 with 2 others. Gizmo Williams and Chris Williams, and he won't get a chance here. A beautiful punt by Sheehan. Wow. Inside the 5 and out of bounds. No chance for Grant to get his hands on the football. So the first quarter comes to an end. These two teams trade field goals, and the Argos will start the second quarter deep near their end zone. Saturday night, first meeting of the year between Winnipeg and Toronto on TSN.
When you're the leader, disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? By being prepared for anything.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, locally inspired menus, and plenty of space to relax, it's what an airport lounge is supposed to be. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
Gonna do the two-step and cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it.
You could start a farm in your apartment, or you could get fresh groceries delivered.
We have to move.
Built for the guy who has everything and needs to tow it. The Tow and Stow is equipped with multiple ball sizes and adjusts in 1-inch increments to the height of your trailer for level towing. Best of all, it stows when you aren't using it, away from your shins and garage door. Machined from American steel, with a 2-stage finish, the Tow and Stow is the last hitch you'll ever need.
We're through one quarter in Toronto. It's a 3-3 tie as we look at the numbers going through, and just 37 passing yards for the Argos, who are, Dwayne, making a change at quarterback. It will be Nick Arbuckle taking on. He's on the field and getting ready to go.
Yeah, and we knew that this was a possibility for the Argos, not just because of the way things ended last week. Nick Arbuckle obviously has played well in limited opportunity, but trying to give some different looks and give Arbuckle an opportunity to shine here.
When we talked to Brian Dinwiddie a few days ago, he did mention that possibility. He, at the time, hadn't even decided who his starting quarterback would be, and it didn't sound like it really mattered because we got the idea that, depending on how it was going, he was going to use both quarterbacks anyway. So Arbuckle coming in, who started his career with Dinwiddie as his quarterback coach in Calgary, later went to Ottawa, didn't end up playing at that point in time, went to Toronto. He was with the Argos for 5 starts in 2021, and then Edmonton, and then Ottawa a couple of seasons, back in double blue. First down, handing off. Kadeem Carey is met by Retta Crabtree. He's having himself a game, a couple of sacks, and he stops Carey in his tracks shy of the 5.
Yeah, Crabtree absolutely on fire here. Starts at depth on this play and is going to step up, reads it, watch him time it, and hit the gap, folding in behind the offensive lineman to make the play.
Retta Crabtree, 4th year out of the Montreal Canadien program. Some big defensive plays for number 6 so far, Winnipeg, and a big second down for the Bomber defense. Arbuckle standing in his end zone. Faces the heat, dishes off to Carey, and he got away for a moment, but he can't elude them all. It's Taiwan Garbett coming in, getting the start at defensive end, and he finishes off that tackle at the 5, and the 3rd and long coming up here for the Argos.
Yeah, Garbett with a great job on the pass rush. Forces Arbuckle out of his rhythm. And the white jersey's just swarming after Kadeem Carey. But that defensive series, a lot of the aggressiveness Winnipeg's able to show there. It goes back to the punt by Jamison Sheehan that pins Toronto deep.
That was just a perfect punt. Another Aussie punter here is Haggerty, one of the best going in the CFL. It gets to midfield, and that is Case. in his second game as the new returner for the Bombers, Cody Case. And they're already down to the 45 to start this drive of the Argos for Zach Collaros and that Winnipeg offense.
And this is where we use the term all the time about complementary football. Big play on special teams, sets up field position, allows the defense to play a certain way, go out and be aggressive at a time when the offense's playbook is limited, backed up in their own end. And look at the exchange it creates in terms of field position, which benefits your offense.
From the 45, Toronto, Zach Collaros, 1st and 10. Quickly deflected. At the second level, Winton McManus getting the hands up on Collaros and knocking that one away.
Well, Winton McManus impacts the game in so many different ways. You see him right in the middle here. Drops into his zone, looking at the eyes of the quarterback. He gets a jump on that one as he sees Collaros eyeing up the receiver. Nice reaction to bat that one away.
2nd and 10. The 45, and coming back and catching the ball. Deshaun Amos is on him. It's Ontario Wilson. Where will they spot it? How close? It is definitely a 3rd down coming up, but depending on the spot of the football, be an interesting decision here. Oh no, it's very close. It's Chris Streveler country here, less than a yard away. There he goes, out onto the field.
Yeah, Streveler on. Bringing back up offensive lineman Tui Ailey and Gabe Wallace with him. 600 plus pounds of beef.
That'll help. Not to mention the body of Streveler himself, who runs it like a fullback and picks up 3 more yards and a 1st down. The sticks move for Winnipeg as this drive, starting with a short field, continues.
A nice execution there from the short yardage unit. Winnipeg staying with 6 offensive linemen in the formation here.
The Bombers coming off a loss to Saskatchewan after winning their previous 2 after starting the season at 0-4 for the first time since 2012. 2nd and 10. Oh, Collaros is hit and taken down. As the pressure was coming, it's Benji Franklin coming in and forcing a field goal situation, or excuse me, a 2nd and long situation back near the Argo 40.
Secondary blitz coming. You see Benji Franklin just entering the picture on the left side of your screen, unaccounted for. And Zach Collaros, veteran quarterback, has seen a lot of things over the course of his career. That blitz coming from the corner really even caught him off guard.
That's the first sack of the game for the Argo defense, pushing Winnipeg back into a 2nd and 19. Collaros completes it. Drew Wolotarski, and he cuts back but loses the ball, and Deshaun Amos has it. 2nd time this game, and it's Oliveira making the tackle, but the 2nd time that the Bombers have popped it up after Wolotarski had the catch and couldn't hang on afterwards, took the hit, and is still down. After being hit there, Deshaun Amos with the ball. Argos offense coming on.
AI on AWS, companies are already transforming how they work to generate new ideas and turn experiments into reality. AWS is the easiest way to get up and running, so you can quickly build and scale generative AI with security built in. With generative AI on AWS, businesses can push the boundaries of innovation.
Meet the Jennifers, each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Hello, new apartment. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Itchy pad? With Chewy, save 20% on your first pharmacy order, so you can put an end to the itch. Get flea and tick medication delivered right to your door.
Hey, on your right, my left, we've got London's famous Piccadilly Circus.
We planned this all wrong. Viator lets you book thousands of guided tours with traveler reviews.
Oh, there's Big Ben. I'm of average height. Behold, it's the palace. Bit of family drama.
Look at that. Free cancellation.
Oh, my word. It's the crown jewels. Okay.
Regret less. Do more with Viator.
Week 8 in the CFL season will wrap up tomorrow in Edmonton. It's the 1-5 Hamilton Tiger Cats up against McLeod Bethel Thompson and the Edmonton Elks, who have come so close and yet are still without a win. They're at 0-6. That is tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time from Commonwealth in Edmonton. Andrew Wolotarski being helped off after he was hit hard after the catch and lost control of the football. And this is what happened.
And the last thing that the Winnipeg Blue Bombers need is another injury in their receiving core already. Having been without Kenny Lawler and Dalton Schoen for so much of the season, I said off the top, their starting 5 from last year was only Wolotarski and Dembski remaining, and then there was one.
Nick Arbuckle at quarterback. He hands off to Kadeem Carey, who picks up a yard or two, but not much doing up front against that Bomber defense that had its issues against the run, but not so much tonight. Adam Bighill in the mix, as you'd expect.
Bighill continuing to be a presence. Counted on very much as a leader. We talked a little bit about this Winnipeg roster and the change that it underwent during the offseason. So many big names remaining that you forget really how many pieces they actually lost through the offseason to free agency and retirement.
Arbuckle airs it out deep, and it falls incomplete. He wanted Tavares Daniels. Michael Griffin was right there, down around the Winnipeg 15. And with that, it's 3rd and long, and John Haggerty will come back on and punt it away.
Yeah, Arbuckle taking a shot. Tavares Daniels going vertical here. Nice job on the protection to allow Arbuckle to step up and make this throw. Michael Griffin, former Calgary Stampeder, providing the coverage on that one.
Haggerty gets it away, a little shorter, off the hop. Cody Case takes it at the 30, and to the 35, he is ridden out of bounds, no further there. So a 2 and out, though, by the Argos after they benefited from the turnover. Zach Collaros back in Toronto. We'll have more on that from Matthew Shinetti coming up.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. With the Chase Inc. card, we got up and running in no time.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business.
Hi, we're Visible. Get set to travel this summer with a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the go. All on a one-line plan with unlimited 5G data and hotspot for just $25 a month. From vacation to staycation, travel like a champion when you switch at Visible.com.
Shame. It's been here as long as I can remember. Living in glances of people I loved, and ones I didn't even know. But what good is shame when it comes to health? Health is not about what weight we lose. It's about all the things a body can gain.
Why is it most places ask, do you want to add a drink to that, and never, what do you want to add to that drink? Meet Tia Saborita, our chief flavorista.
A drink is only as good as the sabores inside. It's all about finding the perfect combos for any given moment.
Like when the waiter says to enjoy your food and you said, you too.
Grape Escape.
When you're trying to carpe the diem.
Rainbow the slush.
When you get the ick.
Lemonade cream cooler.
When you're in the market for a new babysitter.
Okay, inappropriate.
Live free. Eat Sonic.
If you want to live free.
When Zach Collaros comes back to Toronto, you know there'll be a lot of family here to watch him. Let's go back to Matthew.
Yeah, Rod, his family is here on the west side in section 121, his wife Nicole and his 3 children. It is quite amazing the career Zach Collaros has had. We talked to him about it
yesterday. He has experienced everything. The highs of winning a Grey Cup, the lows of continuous injury. So we asked him what keeps him coming back. He has been in this league since 2012. I covered him when he started with the Argos, and he said the pursuit of the perfect play. Maybe a play just like that. Although, Rod, Zach Collaros is now on the field.
He took a hit, Matthew, after he got rid of it, completing that pass to Ontario Wilson. So good to see him get up. You're a little bit slowly and wincing, as you can see.
Keep an eye on Derek Parrish, first-year Argonaut coming off the edge here. And perhaps a little bit high. Looked like hands to the chest, though, more than any head contact.
Family contingent looking on. Cody Case in at receiver with the injury to Drew Wolotarski, and Brady Oliveira has that carry and gets it up closer to midfield. Matthew?
Now, to go back to that story, it's the pursuit of the perfect play. Really, for Collaros, when he walks into that room with the Blue Bombers, no one's talking about a 2-5 record. They're talking about the process, and that's always mattered to Zach Collaros. Whether he's worked with, as you've already mentioned, Tommy Condell or Scott Milanovic or now Buck Pierce, that pursuit of excellence is important to him, but his family is so important. As I mentioned, his wife Nicole and 3 kids, they love the GTA. Collaros in the offseason still resides in Aurora, Ontario.
Thank you, Matthew. Passing now is Collaros, and looks fine as he hits Nick Dembski. The most familiar target with that injury-riddled Bomber receiving core is Dembski. Always reliable and picks up that first down, Winnipeg.
Yeah, let me just see if I can find someone here that I know by name, I think is what Zach is thinking on this play. Nick Dembski. You called it his most familiar target, 1,000-yard receiver last season.
And it's Cody Case. We saw him as a returner, but as mentioned, he is in as a receiver now with the injury to Drew Wolotarski, and he has his first catch of this game as he picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah, performing double duty, big opportunity here for Case, particularly working out of that slot. We're so used to Drew Wolotarski having played the wide side wide receiver, the Z position for Winnipeg over the years, but with injuries, they moved the veteran Wolotarski into the slot. And we see today Kevin Sklercius, the guy who's starting in what had usually been Wolotarski's wide out position.
The injury spotter has requested number 8 Winnipeg be removed from the game.
It's not the first time it has happened to Zach Collaros. Recall a season opening game against Ottawa back in 2022. The injury spotter removing Collaros from this game. Here's again another look at the hit in question now.
Yeah, this would presumably go back to the hit by Parrish. Zach slow to get up and looking like he's experiencing a little discomfort. And you know, you mentioned he's gone through this at times before where he's been pulled from the game by the injury spotter. And I know Zach is a guy who really appreciates that rule and the spirit of it and looking out for the safety of the players.
So Chris Streveler's in. He had a start back in week 5. A flag is out as he runs around and throws on the run. Nearly caught by Wilson down at the 5 of the Argos. Couldn't hang on. Was mentioned a flag on the play. Streveler did win his lone start this season when Collaros was hurt, not able to play in week 5, mostly running the football. Referee Justin McInnes.
Offside, Winnipeg, number 84. The penalty is declined, 3rd down.
Receiver Josh Johnson is flagged for the offside, and what was an incomplete pass. It's a moot point now. It's a 3rd down, and field goal unit Sergio Castillo is coming on. And Collaros is heading off to the Bomber dressing room. This will be a 40-yard try for Castillo, which is an easier-looking distance for him. No one has attempted more from beyond the 50 than Castillo. He's 5 for 7 beyond 50. 20 for 24 overall, and that one from 40 goes through. Another field goal for Castillo, doubling their score, and another 3-point lead, 6-3 Winnipeg.
never-before-seen matches and new rivalries unlocked. Trust me, we're just getting started. The Summer Cup is here. Let these games begin.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bembere prawns, suya grilled lamb, and the pride of West Africa, jollof rice.
Immersive dinners with world-class chefs. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
Hi, we're Visible. Get set to travel this summer with a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the go. All on a one-line plan with unlimited 5G data and hotspot for just $25 a month. From vacation to staycation, travel like a champion when you switch at Visible.com.
Itchy pad? With Chewy, save 20% on your first pharmacy order. So you can put an end to the itch. Get flea and tick medication delivered right to your door.
A promise is a trust not to be broken, whether spoken with an oath or sealed with a pinky. And after 100 years, we're still taking care of the military community and their families. That's our mission, always.
Winnipeg knows all too well what Janarian Grant can do on returns. This was 3 weeks ago against Saskatchewan, and that was an 84-yard punt return for a touchdown. And then the next week against Montreal, he had a kickoff return for a touchdown. And this last week, Dwayne, against Hamilton, tying a record 3 straight games with a return touchdown.
Trying to become the first to make it 4. Janarian Grant, another one of those perfect fit off-season signings for the Toronto Argonauts, replacing the big shoes left vacant by Javon Lee.
Argo football, Dan Adeboboye is the running back. He picks up 5 yards with Nick Arbuckle still in at quarterback. Yeah, Janarian Grant had 8 returns for touchdowns as a member of the Blue Bombers for 4 seasons. And 3 so far. As mentioned, he tied the record. Chris Williams in 2012 and the legendary Henry Gizmo Williams, the best of all time. And back in 1990, he did it 3 straight games.
Yeah, impressive company to say the least. Gizmo, considered the godfather, I think, of CFL returners. The first kind of dedicated returner, guy who really didn't play much on offense, but had such an impact.
And there's Janarian Grant, the receiver. Seen him catch a couple tonight. Now one for a first down. I was also going to say about Gizmo. We saw that graphic. The biggest shoulder pad of any returner.
Yeah, certainly a bigger target for tacklers than today's returners. See Janarian Grant getting an opportunity on offense here. Big first down conversion there for the Toronto Argonauts.
Another catch for Grant. That's his 6th in the season, 2nd of the night. On the ground in the first down. And getting it up just across midfield on that running play for Dan Adeboboye in there for Kadeem Carey.
Yeah, Adeboboye averaged 7 yards a carry last year, and it wasn't a small sample size either. Adeboboye with over 40 carries last season, in relief primarily of A.J. Ouellette.
See Carey on the sidelines, the CFL's leading rusher, but just 15 yards for the Argos on the ground against the team that statistically has been worst against the rush this season so far. The Bomber defense stiffening up. 3-man rush on Arbuckle, who still has to run away from it, and throws and completes it too. And that's Richie Sindani on the catch, and he has a first down as Arbuckle completes that one and moves the sticks down around the 46-yard line of the Bombers.
Yeah, you get a sense here of Arbuckle's experience, just that pocket presence, feels the rush coming, steps up, remaining poised, finding Richie Sindani. Sindani
breaks free and gets down to the 26, his biggest run of the night. And I was just mentioning how they're having trouble finding yardage on the ground. They just got some there.
Yeah, certainly do it. Adeboboye with his explosiveness on full display on this play. Powerful runner.
Back in his hands, but no. He is met right away by the new weak side linebacker filling in for Kyrie Wilson. That is Tony Jones, former Edmonton Elk, getting his first start for Winnipeg.
That big play here, you'll see Tony Jones right on the right edge of your screen. Crashes down, he's the unblocked man. Making that play. Now see if the Argos take note of that. Maybe an opportunity for Arbuckle to pull the ball. Go bootleg in that direction.
See now in a 2nd and long after that lost yardage for Arbuckle. And he throws it in behind DeMonte Coxie, who's still without a catch in this game. The intended receiver, 3rd down. And it'll be Hairolau coming on to see if he can tie this game once again.
Now watch for the receiver crossing on the underneath. He's going to be right to left on your screen. DeMonte Coxie. Ball is just thrown behind him here.
So this will be the last play before the 3-minute warning. John Haggerty is out to hold for Lirim Hairolau. 1 for 1 on the night. We're going to make it a 6-6 tie from 37 yards away. And that is perfect. 2 for 2 in the evening. 3 more on the board. Tie ball game, late first half.
Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa. It brings together the Ghanaian, the Senegalese, and the Nigerian jollof rice.
So what jollof rice is the best?
Ghana jollof.
Nigerian jollof.
Senegalese, we are the original jollof.
It's called Unity Jollof Rice. One people, one jollof.
Immersive dinners with world-class chefs. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Make more of what's yours.
Geico can help when you're locked out with their easy app and 24/7 help.
Dad, you don't have to make this so tough on yourself. Geico can help us get into our locked car. See?
Yeah, but where's the fun of that? Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the good old days. Before we had Geico's great coverage and 24/7 help.
All set, guys.
Oh. Let's go again.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Do you really believe you'll find dinner in here? Mung beans, expired clams, corrupted peanut butter? You don't need to look in the pantry for dinner when you can order almost anything your heart desires. Your door to endless dinner options. DoorDash.
We have lots on Winnipeg, their defense, their turnovers, what's going on with Zach. And this is for you, Dwayne Ford. In fact, Jim Barker's hips, they do lie.
What do they lie about?
They don't move.
They don't move?
No, you can dance like, no.
I've actually moved on from Jim's hips because in the pregame show, what really caught my attention was Kate saying that she had had a chunk of hair pulled out before. And I feel like there's a girl fight story here to be told.
Oh, I haven't. You said you moved on from Jim's hips. So
wow. Happily, by the way.
We'll get more on that halftime as well. Kate in the panel. Coming up, catch Ontario Wilson in a 6-6 tie, 2nd and 1, 2:35 in the clock. Until halftime here at BMO Field. The Argos' first game back home in nearly a month. Chris Trevler in at quarterback. If you're just joining us, Zach Collaros was removed by the injury spotter from the game after taking a hit earlier in this quarter. So Trevler keeping it and stays in that role that he's had all game in short yardage. Gets it up near midfield and a first down. But staying in at quarterback, no, he is not. Collaros missed a few plays and back in.
After getting the all clear. Strebler setting him up nicely with a first down. Blue Bombers going to 7 offensive linemen again. This time with Collaros at quarterback, so we should get whether Brady Oliveira run or max protection in the pass game.
Collaros standing at his 50, handing off to Oliveira, cuts back to the left. And he is tackled there by Tavares McFadden, the corner coming in, but a good pickup on that first down by Oliveira to set up a 2nd and short.
Well, Oliveira coming off a Most Outstanding Canadian award. An award for which the competition gets tougher and tougher every year.
Doesn't it? And that I can see that being the case this year, too, with so many talented Canadians playing this game. Think of the receivers alone. That running back who's been stellar for a few years now, Brady Oliveira. 2nd down and short. And back to him to pick up that yardage. More than enough as he gets it inside the 45 of the Argos. And a 1st down for Winnipeg. Late in the first half, just a minute and a half to go. And it has, as the scoreboard will tell you, been a tight one. Trading field goals.
And Winnipeg in this tight game may be kicking themselves a little bit with 2 first-half turnovers, both occurring within field goal range. So some points left out there.
They got it in the first quarter down inside the Argo 5. The pushback and then a throw into the end zone knocked away, so they had to settle for a field goal there. They've been able to move the football. Collaros again and a 1st down inside the 45. The heat's coming. He gets rid of it. And nowhere to be found as a bomber receiver. The closest for the Argos is Deshaun Amos. That falls incomplete, and Collaros takes another hit after he gets rid of that football.
Robert Priester from his strong side linebacker position, top left corner of your screen, coming on the blitz. Unblocked man as Oliveira has to go to the backside to pick up Sopek. Zach knows he's got to get rid of the ball in a hurry. That one just not out quite fast enough, as you can tell that the throw was impacted by the on-rushing defender.
2nd and 10, Winnipeg. Tie ball game, late first half. Looking to retake the lead. Collaros stands in. Checks it down to Oliveira. Inside the 40. And a nice move, too, that he made right there to get it down closer to the Toronto 30. Making the move on Mark Milton, the new defensive back for the Argos.
Yeah, Oliveira doing a nice job out in space here. See him drifting towards the top of your screen to provide that outlet for his quarterback. Little fake outside.
And he's going down again. Another sack for the Argos is Zach Collaros. That time it's Ralph Hawley taking him down, forcing another 2nd and long.
Ralph Hawley getting an opportunity to get some more snaps here in this Toronto Argonaut defense with the injury to Jared Brinkman. Jordan Williams, American defensive tackle, also on the injured list. Sean Oakman, released earlier in the season.
First year at Western Michigan, first CFL sack for Ralph Hawley. Gets to Collaros, 2nd down. Steps in, and in traffic, gets knocked away. There were 3 Argo defenders around the intended receiver, Josh Johnson, who was down near the Toronto 20, but it falls incomplete. And it is time once again for Sergio Castillo.
Yeah, Argo's tightening up here in terms of that coverage. McFadden 1st man in. Others joining along the way.
Tavares McFadden's made some plays in his return to the Argos for this season. In his season debut tonight. Here's Castillo, 2 for 2 from the 43. And it heads off wide to his left. Wide, and here's Janarian Grant. He gets it out. And he gets taken down. Liam Dobson, one of the ones there. And Tanner Cadwallader against the next teammate as Grant gets it out to the 10, though. At this point, no point giving up points. 16 seconds on the clock until the half.
Yeah, that one kicked deep into the end zone. A little bit of a precarious position for Janarian Grant catching that one. No room for bobbles or a step back to gather himself. That veteran returner does a nice job securing it and safely getting the ball out of the end zone, presumably for kneel down here to wrap up the first half.
As Nick Arbuckle does, takes a knee. Halftime coming up. In addition to a whole lot of football talk, maybe a bit about Kate Burness's hair and Jim Barker's hips. What do you think?
There would be a lot to unpack.
A lot of thoughts in this game, too, which is, yeah, it's a tight one. Just look at the board. Field goals. Bombers had a chance to go up by 3, but the miss. And it's a 6-6 tie, and Zach Collaros looking things over. Had to take a break, courtesy of the injury spotter a little earlier on, but seems fine now as both offenses have some work to do in the second half.
Yeah, battle of the field goal kickers through the opening 30 minutes.
And now let's get down to Matthew with Argo quarterback Nick Arbuckle.
Were you surprised when you came in that third series, or was this always part of the plan?
No, I was surprised. You know, we don't plan to not score touchdowns in every drive, so you want that success. You want to be rolling early on, and you know, whoever starts the game, we want to finish because we're doing incredible out there. But you know, whatever it takes to win, we're just going to adjust and adapt as the game goes on.
A few near misses. You tried to take a deep shot there. What are you going to be working on when you go into the locker room?
You know, just getting our offense going. Whatever it's going to take for us to score points, wherever the ball has to go, passing, running, whatever kind of passing we're going to do. You know, just got to move the ball consistently and keep our defense off the field.
Thanks, Nick.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, Kate, 6-6 and a couple of ineffective offenses right now.
And Matt, that's exactly where we're going to start with this panel. Jim Barker, Matt Dunnigan, Milt Stiegel, and Matty D. We got to talk about Zach Collaros here. He is getting a lot of pressure put on him. 2 sacks already for the Toronto Argonauts. And credit to the Argos D-line as well. I mean, we got to give them credit. But for Zach, I mean, he gets pulled by the spotter as well. Just can't really get into a rhythm. Just hasn't looked like himself again.
Yeah, I think it starts up front. And obviously pressure breaks pipes. And Odell Willis has said that for many, many years. I love that line. As a quarterback, I get it. And so does Zach Collaros. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran or a young quarterback. You're getting hit. And this is why the spotter pulls him off, because he takes a little break there on the field after getting hit. And he's a little woozy, so justifiably they get him off the field. More pressure off the edge. Priester gets there, and he's throwing errant balls with pressure in his face. Tough first half. But as a veteran quarterback, you know he's going to stand in there. Zach went 15 of 20 for almost 170 yards. No turnovers, most importantly, because in a game like this, you can't get impatient. If you do, it'll bite you, and it'll be a quick 6 the other way. And by the way, Dorf and Climby, hey, I got your adjustment at halftime, Dorf, right there. The pocket square is really high. Milt, do you like that? No?
Dramatically high. Dramatically high.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you know what? You talk about no turnovers for Zach, but Winnipeg Blue Bombers do have 2 turnovers. And in years past, they would turn the ball over, but they were so good they can overcome it. But now, they're not at that place anymore. This game is 6-6. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers have outgained the Toronto Argonauts 218 yards to 69 yards. But the big reason, I know they missed a field goal at the end, but the big reason is the turnovers. This team can't afford to do that. They're driving the ball, they're moving the ball, then you turn the ball over. And I know they're not trying to, but you have to find a way to not turn the ball over. It's 6-6. They're basically going against a quarterback who is the 3rd-team quarterback for the Toronto Argonauts. They can't allow this team to have a glimmer of hope. These Argos feel now we're in this game. We played one of the worst halves we played all year long, and it's 6-6. These Winnipeg Blue Bombers better come out and jump on this team early. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to beat them because these Argos feel that they have a chance.
Well, yeah, but how much of a chance when you have 69 yards of offense? This Winnipeg defense is getting after whoever the quarterback is. The quarterbacks are 6 of 9 for the Argos, 53 yards. I mean, you're not going to win games. Reddick Cramdy, they're bringing him from a lot of different spots, and he's also been key in their run defense. You're going to see a run here up the middle, and Cramdy's going to loop in from the outside, a one-on-one tackle, and he handles Kadeem Carey very well. So the Winnipeg defense is creating all kinds of problems. I don't know. The Toronto offense is going to have to show a heck of a lot more for them to get it back into this game.
Yeah, it's one of those games, though, where you have to play things close to your vest, because if you try to get outside of your comfort zone as well as these defenses are playing, bang, one play is going the other way.
That changes
you got
everything. One big play,
Janarian Grant looking for 4 straight.
Yeah, we're looking at him to break loose.
That's all it takes.
Got those 2 fumbles. the two turnovers, be a different game.
Either way, 6-6 ball game, a whole other half coming up, but coming up after.
AWS, companies are already transforming how they work to generate new ideas and turn experiments into reality. AWS is the easiest way to get up and running, so you can quickly build and scale generative AI with security built in. With generative AI on AWS, businesses can push the boundaries of innovation.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 3 years.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occurred. People 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor have an increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
All you have to do is just look into his eyes, and you know he's got it. The passion, the fearlessness, there's no doubt he's doing exactly what he's meant to be doing.
At Ram, our calling is to build trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now, during the Ram Make This the Summer event, get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on select 2024 Ram pickup trucks and vans in dealer stock.
With verified reviews, I was relaxed before I even got here.
Happy birthday, Marty. Oh, no, you don't. Let me get this.
Ah, thanks. You're too kind.
I've heard that.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
Let me get this straight. You're saying Boost Mobile is now a major network?
Yes, but better, more affordable. Yeah, write that down.
You're telling me the new Boost Mobile's got 5G towers?
Thousands and thousands, actually.
And we've also got nationwide coverage?
99% of the country. Where's the 1%?
Your mom's house.
Stop bringing up my
And
mom.
we're proud to announce unlimited talk, text, and data starting at just $25 per month forever. Forever?
Forever.
Like forever?
Forever, ever.
.com.
If you missed our pregame, Dwayne Ford had a fantastic segment on how Janarian Grant's hips don't lie. Jim Barker didn't know who Shakira was, so we actually had to build this board so he can find out. She has had 1 Billboard #1 hit. She's had 6 top 10 hits. She's won 3 Grammy Awards in songs. Oh, and by the way, I love the fact that they put that you have an iPod still.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I heard you have an iPod Shuffle. Is this true?
No.
No?
No, but I do have an iPod, but there are no Shakira songs on it.
By the way, my father does know, and I think my 98-year-old grandmother also knows who she is. All right, this is enough of the Shakira talk forever on the panel.
Good, thank you.
Time for some straight fight.
It's the quarterfinals in the Waterloo Junior Football League, and the Warriors are backed up until, yes, Lachlan Tilt steps in, turns up, cuts back. He strides like a young Milt Stiegel.
Oh, wow.
But he's fading.
Pimpleton.
He makes it, though.
He carries them into this week's semis with that pick six. That is straight fire.
Flag Plus football, Montreal. Mongooses defender Vincent Antiel taking one away, sends his team to the semifinals. Take another look at it. It's like, give that to me. Just punked him right there. That's straight fire.
You know what? Let's go down to Tampa, Florida, the U11 SAS Select team. Quarterback Kay Kaczynski with the throw to Knox Ryan with the expensive catch, taking it into the end zone. Those Canadian boys put it on those Tampa boys in front of who, Kay?
Florida man.
In front of Florida man, baby. Doesn't matter if it's hot, humid, sweltering heat. You know why? Because the CFL on TSN panel always says what? Straight fire.
Don't forget to send your highlights to jamie.rydell@bellmedia.ca. We will feature you on this panel. Trust me, it's completely worth it. And how adorable is this one? We have to add this one more time. It's called Straight Ember instead. She's an ember like a tiny flame. Hannah Atwood, 6 years old, Regina Youth Flag Football League. What a fake. Did she fake you out, Coach?
Wow, she has some ability.
Are you signing her?
Not quite
yet.
yet.
Oh my goodness, it's a child. You have to say yes.
Years.
No, just say yes.
I
It's a
want to give her
joke.
2 more years.
2 more years.
When she's 8?
Yeah, she'll be a little better at cutting and things like that.
Oh my goodness, now we are criticizing children. Can we get back to the football game?
Oh my goodness gracious.
She needs an agent.
A promise is a trust not to be broken, whether spoken with an oath or sealed with a pinky. And after 100 years, we're still taking care of the military community and their families. That's our mission, always.
Hi, we're Visible. Getting set to travel this summer and need a wireless plan that'll keep you connected on the go? Do it with one line and unlimited 5G data for just $25 a month. For faraway adventures, Global Pass keeps you connected in 140 countries. And coverage just about anywhere with unlimited hotspot included, powered by Verizon. From road tripping to globetrotting, winning at summer travel starts with Visible. Switch at visible.com and travel like a champion.
So, how long have you lived here?
Over 40 years.
And how are the restaurants around here? Are they good, bad, meh? What's the average household income? Is there a mall? I don't know, a hair salon? Where do you get your hair done?
You gonna move or what?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a lovely neighborhood.
Marcy, we've got to go.
I'm coming.
We've got 17,000 more parks to visit.
You want to give me a hand?
We bring you the best neighborhood info.
Ding dong.
Homes.com.
Get hot and steamy with DiGiorno's limited edition Deadpool pizzas. You'll love them. Or else.
What are we doing?
It's not delivery. It's Deadpool. Sorry, it's DiGiorno. It's Deadpool and DiGiorno.
Welcome to StockX, where we believe in sneakers for everyone. From the greatest grails to the latest trends, every sneaker you want is here. Our real-time marketplace offers data on every sneaker, ensuring you always know the StockX market value of whatever pair you're after. Plus, you can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by our buyer promise. Start sneaker shopping with the millions who already know. Shop now at StockX.com.
You're their favorite aunt.
So we decided if anything happened to us...
We want you to take the kids. Oh, you guys.
Doesn't count. This is giving me the fuzzies. But what you need is a will. Trust and will makes it easy. For as low as $199, you can quickly create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. What's cooking?
Twins.
Twins. Start your will at trustandwill.com and make it count.
Sorry I'm late. Trying to close our books. It's the end of the month. What do you guys have, like an accounting army?
Actually, we're using Ramp.
Us too. Oh. Ramp automatically tracks expenses and receipts.
Automated expense tracking.
We can manage business spend all in one place.
And we get powerful insights to make smarter financial decisions.
With Ramp, we close our books faster.
And show up on time.
That was a practice swing.
Close your books faster and save an average of 5%. Learn more at ramp.com.
halftime stats in a tie ball game, Winnipeg's offense has certainly produced a lot more than Toronto's, but those 2 turnovers has really hurt. Defensively, though, what a game Rhett Cranby's having for Winnipeg, Dwayne.
Yeah, he's been fantastic so far all over the field. A couple of big sacks of Argo quarterback Cameron Dukes in the early going of this ball game. So you see the second one, and it's not just about getting after the quarterback. Heard Jim Barker talk at halftime about his play against the run. Perfectly timed stunt into that one. And Retta is now down at field level with Matthew Shinetti.
You attack every part of the field. What is the directive you're getting from Jordan Younger, your defensive coach?
I'm just playing within the scheme, and when the plays come to me, I just make it. It's nothing. It's just sticking to my job and everyone doing his job and just making the play when it comes to me.
And so what then is the key to making it more of a confusing decision for Ryan Dinwiddie and what quarterback he's going to use? Do you enjoy kind of attacking one quarterback or another?
I think both quarterbacks are great. They have 2 different styles. Obviously, Dukes is more active with his leg. Arbuckle is a veteran with a lot of experience, so he's more comfortable in the pocket. So we obviously got to take that into account. But just sticking to the scheme, and jaywalk, when Coach Younger called the play, we just executed.
Thank you, Retta.
Nice to meet you.
Everyone loves to meet Shinetti, who's making his season debut this weekend.
Well, I heard Retta was making all those plays because he was hoping to meet sideline reporter Paul LaPolice today.
Lapo filled in for Matthew admirably, but said we're glad to have. Well, Matthew made his season debut last night in Ottawa, but great to have him here as well. And the Argos in a 6-6 tie, and probably feeling fortunate to be in that, with Winnipeg really dominating for a while, but turning the ball over and taking points off the board as well. Jeremiah allowed to start this second half. Winnipeg gets the ball and defending the north end. Down to Cody Case. Had some time on offense as well, and returns as he gets a good one here up across the 35. And Zach Collaros, another look at the hit that had him forced to sit for a few plays.
Yeah, Derek Parrish comes on the edge. Came in, as I said, a little bit high, but it looked more like hands to the chest and a shove. It didn't appear to be that helmet-to-helmet contact, but Collaros went down hard, and injury spotters doing their job, keeping an eye on him, getting him checked out. Sat out for a series before coming back into this ball game. There you see his numbers on the night.
With 15 for 20, 169. Here we go to start the second half. A short pass to Oliveira. Puts his head down against a couple of defenders, but a flag is down. Looks like holding against Winnipeg.
You see a frustration on some Bomber faces there, Brady Oliveira, as he makes his way back to the huddle, but also members of the offensive line just watching down at field level. Hating to see a positive play go to waste.
Face mask, Winnipeg, number 66. The 15 yards will be applied from point ball dead, second down.
The veteran Stanley Bryant flag for that face mask, as called by the referee Justin McInnes. And here's what he did.
Well, Stanley Bryant, perennial most outstanding lineman contender. And you just see the hand got caught up incidentally in the face mask.
Drew Wolotarski, good to see him back in this game. And it's Oliveira again. He gets it up across the 30 to about the 32, so still well shy of a first down as the punting unit will come on this first Winnipeg possession of the second half.
Yeah, tough to dig out of that hole for any offense. That's the frustration you saw a little bit earlier from Oliveira and others, including Stanley Bryant.
We've seen Janarian Grant on a kickoff return. He has not had a punt return There are 2 returners back for the Argos along with Grant as Deontay McMahon.
Yeah, this is a response to Jamison Sheehan punting wide side away from Grant, getting the ball on the ground, making it difficult for him to get going.
So it works from the standpoint that they get it into Grant's hands, but he is going nowhere there. Good coverage, Shane Gauthier, veteran teammate. Gauthier was asked about that a long time ago, what it would be like to face, to him, the best one that he has seen in his career, and he just got his taste of it there, and just sharing a little smile that he tackled Janarian Grant finally.
Yeah, well, I think fascinating, not just for a guy like Shane Gauthier, who had been Grant's teammate for so long, but you think about a guy like Mike Miller, who would have spent so much of his career blocking for Janarian Grant, seeing him close up. Miller, obviously a guy, career leader in the Canadian Football League in special teams tackles. Spends a lot of time breaking down how to get after these kinds of guys. Now he's making the game plan for how to deal with his former teammate.
For so much time together, interesting feeling, I'm sure, for Gauthier to tackle Janarian Grant. Play action fake, throwing his Arbuckle, coming back to the ball for a first down as Mackay Pope. Working on Tyrell Ford, and he came back and he got it right around the first down marker.
Nice move by Polk on the initial escape here, and using the space he's got out there on the field with a little fake inside spin out. Big hit to finish that one off by Brandon Alexander. Not the first time he's delivered one of those.
Gets it up to the Argo 49, their first possession of the second half. It's a 6-6 tie in the first meeting of the season between the Argos and Bombers. Arbuckle out to the right, and hit as he catches the ball is Kadeem Carey. Contact right away by the corner Terrell Bonds for a short pickup by the Argos.
Yeah, Bonds taking over that boundary corner spot, occupied last year by Demario Houston. Now with the Calgary Stampeders, as we talk about some of the veteran guys that the Bombers had to make difficult decisions on during free agency.
Both of these teams did, and there have been injury issues as well, but especially for Winnipeg, so much roster change from last year to this because of those 2 factors. Arbuckle, and underneath, and completes it to Carey. Adam Big Hill right there with him, right at midfield, and it'll be a third down coming up here for Toronto. A full 2 yards shy, the placement of the ball. And the punting unit and John Haggerty coming on.
Big defensive stop as you see Adam Big Hill manning the middle of that Bomber defense as usual. And spying quarterback. Quick reaction, sure tackle from one of the league's all-time leaders in that department.
So Haggerty to punt from the Argo 45. Cody Case alone back at his 10. Takes it 20, and then out of bounds at about the 23 out of Aboye. And the group pushing him out as Oliveira comes back on. He has 6 carries, 44 yards, 4 catches for 32 in a tie football game.
The more love we give, the more love we feel. The more love we feel, the more rainbows we puke. The more rainbows we puke, the more oranges we anthropomorphize. The more oranges we anthropomorphize, the more deer we become. The more deer we become, the more friends we find. The more friends we find, the more our friends find us. The more our friends find us, the more love we feel. The more love we feel, the more love we give.
Happy birthday, Marty. Oh, no, you don't. Let me get this.
Ah, thanks. You're too kind.
I've heard that.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
What you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping. I'ma leave the door open.
The pizza
FleetStore's flexible financing options make getting the right truck easy, with affordable plans that fit your business. Call or apply online today.
Carey was the CFL rushing leader heading into this game, but he has only 9 yards and 3 carries. And Brady Oliveira, last year's leader, has overtaken him with 6 carries and 44 yards.
Yeah, Brady having a little busier day and continuing his recent hot streak. Didn't think going with that bomber ground game as they look to rediscover their winning ways.
Drew Wolotarski back in the game. He's wide out to the left for Zach Collaros. 2 more to the left, looking that way, but he dumps it down to Oliveira, who tries to keep his balance and get close to a first down. He gets up near the Winnipeg 30. Remember a game against the Toronto Argonauts in Winnipeg last year, and that was a career high. 25 carries, 169 yards, and a receiving touchdown for Brady Oliveira.
Yeah, terrific dual threat. We've seen that here today, but with some excitement to be facing a team in which he enjoyed a little bit of success a year ago.
And another sign, I know he's missed a start because of injury, but another strange fact about this Bomber offense, Brady Oliveira still doesn't have a touchdown this season. By air or by ground. 2nd and 2 right now. And not much doing there. No, not even close. The first down. Chris Strebler.
Ralph Hawley making his presence felt in the middle of the Toronto Argonaut defense. And you see the big D tackle. Monster during his career at Western Michigan.
Jamison Sheehan back for the punt as Dwayne observed the last one. 2 returners now. Mickey Donovan and the Argos are using, along with Janarian Grant, who's at the top. And Deontay McMahon along with him. It goes to Grant inside the 35, at the 31. Breaks loose, breaks free, flag down, and he has taken down Michael Griffin too. Wraps him up at the 45 of the Argos. There was a flag as well as Janarian Grant was looking to break through in what would make it a record night, but defense, Hawley, and the big stop on Strebler to force them to kick it away.
Meet the Jennifers. Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Gen X is planning a summer in Portugal with some help from JP Morgan Wealth Plan. Let's go, Whiskers. Gen Y is working with a banker to budget for her birthday. You only turned 30 once. And Gen Z, her credit's golden. Hello, new apartment. 3 gens getting ahead with Chase. Solutions that grow with you. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do.
Daisy is creamy, pure and natural cottage cheese.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
Wanna ride, pulling in. I got you. Guess you up for the win. I got you. We a 10 out of 10. I got you. Best friend to the end. I got you.
All the gear to go back in style. Welcome to your Walmart.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
Fire it up, Randy.
That's how you make like it never even happened, happen.
Serve Pro.
See you tomorrow.
Don't you miss the return of the global phenomenon critics call thrilling and endlessly captivating. I'm talking about HBO's House of the Dragon. The new season is streaming now, and it's only on Crave. Beautiful Saturday night in Lake Ontario, and here at BMO Field. Fans out to see the Argos here at this stadium for the first time in nearly a month. Zach Collaros in Winnipeg against his old team, one of his old clubs, Toronto, in a 6-6 tie. Approaching the midway point of the third quarter. Argo football. Nick Arbuckle remains at quarterback. steps in, throws, and it looked for a moment like DeMonte Coxie would have the catch, but no, Tyrell Ford had him covered like a blanket.
Yeah, good battle for the football there. Tyrell Ford making a break on the route, getting his hands in there, preventing Coxie from making a clean catch there. Terrific defensive play from the University of Waterloo product. He has a twin brother, you know.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow in Edmonton. Saw Trey Ford a little bit last week. Bethel Thompson, of course, #1 QB with the Elks. Oh, that throw, and it's knocked away. More good coverage. That's Dietrich Nichols and Mackay Polk as it falls incomplete, and a 2-and-out for Toronto.
Dietrich Nichols, from his first year in this league, established himself as one of the best in the biz. Doesn't get tested quite as often anymore to demonstrate that to people, but just a little reminder there. Big defensive play.
I was going to say, the highest praise you can give someone in the secondary is if you're not saying their name very much, right?
Absolutely.
Punting, Haggerty. Taken by Cody Case inside the Bomber 40. He's chased back. Stays on his feet. Cuts it up across the 45 and down around the 47. So Cody Case, the new returner for Winnipeg, making something out of that. In Toronto, and the view of the city from the island in a 6-6 tie.
Harlem has everything, but I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
On Chewy, save 35% off your first order with selection for any pet with any diet at prices you'll love. Delivered fast, right to your door. For low prices and fast shipping, for life with pets. There's Chewy with everything.
My ED definitely made me feel broken. It would work, then it wouldn't work. Prior to HIMS, I was taking an as-needed dose. So we would have to plan. That takes the romance completely out of the relationship. HIMS was a fantastic find. The low dose daily has given room for spontaneity in our relationship, and that is golden for us as a couple. Get treatment for ED with doctor-trusted medication. Get started today at hims.com.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do.
Daisy is creamy, pure and natural cottage cheese.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
The game's biggest moments happen in the attacking third. I'm pumped. And on attacking third. Break down the best of women's soccer on the all-new Golazo Network, streaming on Paramount+.
Golf continues on TSN. The 50th edition of the KPKC Women's Open is here, and the final round is tomorrow evening. Well, all day, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on TSN from Calgary and the Earl Grey Golf Club. And Brooke Henderson in a tie for 18th at this point in time, heading into the final round at 2 under par. 11 shots off the lead. Watch that tomorrow on TSN. Bomber football. Brady Oliveira driving towards midfield. Remember the story of Chris Timofechuk? We're talking about Chris, who was in Ottawa last night and Montreal the night before. This is the final stop, and people look like they're being very generous, too, with the donations. He is raising money for cancer research, and this is the 9th CFL Stadium, 9th of 9 in 15 days to set a new Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, what a great cause, obviously, for Chris, collecting money, as you mentioned, for cancer research. You can see him collecting donations down there, very well supported.
Clara's going down again. Jake Seresna adds to his sack total. One of the new Argos coming in 2024. And the Bombers will have to punt.
And Jake Seresna, previously an Ottawa Red Black and Edmonton Elk. Saw the great hand slap there. Get past the guard, Patty Neufeld. The top pass rushers among interior defensive linemen in the Canadian Football League.
And his 4th sack with the Argos this season, leading the way for Toronto's defense, 3rd and 8 now. Jamison Sheehan back. Once again, 2 returners. Deontay McMahon joining the ex-Bomber, Janarian Grant. This time it's McMahon. He cuts it back. Gets across the 15, down closer to the 20. Tackled there by Michael Griffin. Willie Jefferson, a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about that. And look at this combination. 70 sacks, 70 pass knockdowns. Only one in the history of the league to do that.
Yeah, and it just speaks to his effectiveness as a pass defender, not a one-trick pony, strictly a pass rusher, but always aware as he rushes the passer. More pass breakups than any defensive back.
It's amazing. Defensive Player of the Year in the CFL 5 years ago when the Bombers were just starting to dominate and won that Grey Cup that year. He was a big part of that, of course. On the ground, running is Kadeem Carey. We mentioned earlier how his totals are much lower tonight, but that's a big carry for him to get a first down for Toronto.
Yeah, and sometimes the load as well for Kadeem being shared in that Toronto Argonaut backfield. We've seen a little bit of Daniel Adeboboye as well in there tonight. At times in other games, Deontay McMahon, part of the RB rotation as well. The Argos look to give some different sets, different looks to opposing defenses, but Kadeem Carey, no doubt the main guy, and they'd like to see a little more of that.
And back to the ground. Breaking a tackle is Carey. Coming to life after an 11-yard carry. He gets that one for what looks like another Argo first down. The running game is waking up after being held to 20 yards, the top rushing team in the CFL.
Well, and you don't often see running backs drop the shoulder on Adam Bighill, but a big collision here between one of the league's top middle linebackers and top running backs. Kadeem Carey clearly getting the best of that one.
Moves right back in to fill that hole and take him down. That was on a second and about a foot away, by the way. Didn't give him the first down before, and not much there at all.
And there's Bighill just left of the hash mark. Eager to deliver a little bit of payback here. Gets low, driving the legs. Big stuff right at the point of attack.
But only needed a foot, so he does barely get enough for the first down, up to the 43. Sticks move, Argos. 6-6 tie, third quarter. And it's getting late in the third, too, under 4 minutes to play. This low-scoring game. It's Deontay McMahon this time, the ball carrier. Picks up about 3 or 4 more, but mentioning the career of Adam Bighill, we talked about Willie Jefferson before and his longtime teammate. Look what he's done. We're starting and having so many great years with the BC Lions, but 924. And you look at the name of his head coach up there at number 2 in behind Willie Pless, then Mike O'Shea.
Yeah, fantastic group of linebackers. Obviously, no surprise that a number of Hall of Famers on that list, but terrific career for Adam Bighill. And you think how it started. This is a guy who forced his way onto the roster as an American linebacker who was a non-starter. He was a terrific special teams player. They had to find a way to get him on the roster.
Arbuckle's pass is knocked down at the line, and the Bombers do recover it, but it looks like an incomplete pass here. Guess who it is?
Well, here's that awareness and obviously the massive wingspan. Human eclipse appearing in front of Nick Arbuckle.
The only one in CFL history with 70 knockdowns, 70 sacks. Another knockdown there. 3rd and 6. Haggerty's on. This defensive struggle continues here at BMO Field in Toronto. Cody Case, good punt, Haggerty. Looking him a lot of room down there on the far side of the field as he's taken down about the 17-yard line. Collaros back on, deeper towards his own zone in a tie game.
Make the bunny circle over and under. Get one bunny. Pull. Did you just do it? You did it. Let me see. I gotta look.
May I have this dance? Your stomach and brain together at last. When delicious meets nutritious, it's all kinds of good.
Bombers have played well enough to win football games lately, Dwayne, but having trouble hanging on to the football. Turnovers costly tonight, just like last week.
Yeah, and at somewhat critical times or in critical field position, opportunities to put points on the board being taken away from them. As you said, cost them a chance to collect a W last week. A very close game here tonight. Find yourself wondering if it could prove again to be the difference.
That one really hurt Dembski. They're getting him down in scoring range, punched out nicely by Jameer Thurman. So ball security, well, means a lot to any head coach. It certainly does for that man. Mike O'Shea has talked about that, and that has been a problem last couple of games. These turnovers costly tonight. Game is tied. Had it not been for those, they could, or you could say should, be leading this football game. But here we are, deep in their zone, starting in a 6-6 tie. Dembski and Militarsky, the familiar faces to Zach Collaros. It goes to Josh Johnson. And he is upended. Coming in there is Robert Priester just across the 20, second down.
Yeah, Priester spent some time with the Argos last year. Wasn't with the team coming out of training camp this year, but after injuries in that linebacking core, particularly Quincy Mosier going down, he was brought back into the fold, immediately plugged into that starting lineup. That's a position where they wanted to have an experienced guy instead of maybe shuffling the deck with some less experienced secondary players that were on hand already.
Collaros gets rid of it quickly. It is caught as well. And caught for a first down for Winnipeg. That is Ontario Wilson. And that's his sixth catch.
Yeah, Wilson continuing to demonstrate that he's a quick study in this Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense. Obviously, some part of that being out of necessity. Veteran receivers out of the lineup.
6 catches, 74 yards. That was the first down for the Bombers this half for the final minute of the third quarter. Collaros, he's taken down again. More heat by the Argos. Derek Parrish has had a good game in there. And Woody Barron, new addition to the Argos, of course, had played for Montreal and the BC Lions as well. And Barron getting in on the act.
Yeah, Woody Barron, as you said, recently brought into that D-tackle mix. Quick swim to the inside, nice spin move there off the center, Kolankowski. Yeah, we mentioned earlier the injuries to Brinkman and Jordan Williams at defensive tackle. This after the team had released Sean Oakman, so found themselves looking for another veteran guy, Woody Barron, available.
And Collaros goes down again. Coming in, Serezna. This Argo beef front is really lately putting a lot of heat on. That'll be the 5th sack of the night for Toronto's defense. And the 2nd sack of this game for Serezna, who leads the Argos with 5. The quarter comes to an end. And Toronto's defense, good all night, but really rising up lately. after the Bombers had got their first down. Kevin Ivan loves it.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do.
Daisy is creamy, pure natural cottage cheese.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
Make the bunny Argo over and under. Get one bunny. Pull. Did you just do it? You did it. Let me see. I gotta look.
May I have this dance? Your stomach and brain together at last. When delicious meets nutritious, it's all kind.
Jake Serezna just cooling off after a well-earned break with his second sack. 5 sacks in all for the Argo defense and forcing Winnipeg to punt. Initially thinking it's quarter time. There are zeros on the clock, but they are going to run one final play before they actually change ends. Janarian Grant, Deontay McMahon. So awaiting a punt, and then they will switch ends and play the final 15.
Once again, Janarian Grant. Kick return touchdowns in 3 consecutive games. Very select company with Henry Gizmo Williams and Chris Williams. 2 punt returns and a kickoff return.
Started the run a couple of weeks ago against Saskatchewan, 3 weeks ago, and then in Montreal, and then in Hamilton, and trying to have the record all his own if he can return one for a touchdown tonight. Jamison Sheehan, final play of the third quarter. Janarian Grant will take it. Just shy of his 40 as he backtracks, and he is taken down. Flag does come out. Johnny Augustine coming in for great special teams play and his old teammate.
Well, the ball was in flight. Holding, Toronto, number 44. 10-yard penalty, first down. That is the end of the third quarter.
As announced by Justin McInnes. Defense. Hope you like it. Points coming at a premium here. And the Argos defense lately really rising up at a 6-6 tie, 15 minutes to go.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do.
Daisy is creamy, pure natural cottage cheese.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
Make the bunny Argo over and under. Get one bunny. Pull. Did you just do it? You did it. Let me see. I gotta look.
May I have this dance? Your stomach and brain together at last. When delicious meets nutritious, it's all kinds of good.
To the teachers, assistants, and support staff who see potential in every child, Grand Canyon University recognizes you. We created the National Center for Teacher Preparation at GCU, along with a generous scholarship, so you can become a licensed teacher with paid benefits. Over 100 GCU alumni have been recognized award recipients, including Superintendent, Administrator, and Teacher of the Year. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/parapro.
Introducing new Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical pain reliever with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact to target tough pain at the source for up to 8 hours of powerful relief. New Advil Targeted Relief.
Stats through 3 quarters, big difference in net yards advantage Winnipeg, but you don't see it on the scoreboard. And lately, Dwayne, the Argos defense kind of dictating things here. 5 sacks now of Zach Collaros.
Yeah, and coming at them from different angles in terms of that pass rush, but particularly the interior of that defensive line. Serezna, Hawley, Woody Barron getting in on the act, really dominating the inside guys for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers right now.
Well, you put that together with the 2 turnovers happening in the first half by Winnipeg, and that took some points off the board. So we got a tie ball game with 1 quarter to play, and it's Argonaut football to start this 4th quarter after those sacks forced Winnipeg to kick it away. Toronto will start at their own 31-yard line, coming in with a record of 3-3, having lost last week in Hamilton. Winnipeg at 2-5. They lost their first 4, then they won a couple, but were beaten by the Riders at Mosaic last week. Not a record Winnipeg's used to. A lot of changes on this team. And it's in the hands of Janarian Grant, trying to get him in space. He picks up a couple of yards. He's had a few catches tonight on short passes.
Yeah, Grant has been such an offensive weapon really through his play on special teams for the Toronto Argonauts in recent weeks. I think he's forced his way onto the field on offense. At this point, he's been their most dangerous player. Why not try to find more ways to get the ball into his hands?
A special team star with Winnipeg for 4 seasons, one of the best they've ever had. Arbuckle throwing again, nearly intercepted. Again, Tyrell Ford had the best shot at it, and he knows it. Falls incomplete. Nonetheless, though, it's time for the Argos to punt again as Haggerty heads on.
Yeah, matchup out wide. Dave Ungerer, the Argo receiver. Tyrell Ford, nice read. Just cutting underneath. Watch him make that break and cut underneath the route to make a play on the football.
So lone man back for Winnipeg is Cody Case for the John Haggerty punt. Coming into the week 2nd in net punting yards. A beautiful one there to chase Case back to the 20 and gets across the 30. Deadlock Hansen, the global player, another former Bomber, by the way, started his career in Winnipeg, and Hansen coming in to make sure he goes no further.
Remember, moving east in free agency.
He was. Remember, Deadlock Hansen had it was just the first year of the global players in the Grey Cup and had a big tackle against Hamilton on the kickoff that everyone took note of. The 2nd pick in the European draft back in 2019. And must be strange for him to see his old club across the way.
He's a former member of the Potsdam Royals, by the way.
Yes, he is. 1st and 10, Winnipeg 31. Zach Hilaris quickly now, and that is over to Josh Johnson, and he is tackled there by Fraser Sopik after a pickup of about 3 more yards.
Yeah, Sopik's having a terrific season for the Toronto Argonauts. Very quietly has kind of taken over that weak side linebacker position where Jonathan Jones had been penciled in to play, but 5th-year Canadian out of Western.
Great on the Mustangs defense in 2017 in that Vanier Cup.
Yeah, defensive player of the game in that one. 2018 President's Trophy winner is the outstanding stand-up defensive player in the country.
He goes to the CFL, the Calgary Stampeders. Good years in special teams there. Claris is throwing, and in coverage, and it's picked off! And it's being taken back by Tavares McFadden. Touchdown Argos. And the first touchdown scored in this game is by a defensive player.
That seems somehow fitting in this low-scoring ball game that a defensive player would break it open. There you see Amos with the deflection, defending against Dembski. McFadden, his first game back in double blue, again released by the Argos in training camp, briefly joined the Ottawa Red Blacks. Argos looking to get things settled at the corner positions, brought him back.
Winnipeg is challenging the previous play for pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
So you saw it bobbled. Mike O'Shea arguing PI, and the last Bomber to touch it. Cody Case actually kept it up for the pick by McFadden. So intended for Dembski. Case touches it into the hand of McFadden for the touchdown. Will it be overturned?
With the majority of my patients with sense.
Okay, y'all, we got 10
orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do. Only Daisy Cottage cheese will do.
Daisy is creamy, pure natural cottage cheese.
Only Daisy Cottage cheese.
When something is off, it can feel hard to hide.
I just learned I'm losing my hair.
At Hims, you don't have to hide. You can find treatments for weight loss, ED, mental health, and hair loss. Made with doctor-trusted ingredients. Prescribed 100% online. Get started today at hims.com.
With generative AI on AWS, companies are already transforming how they work to generate new ideas and turn experiments into reality. AWS is the easiest way to get up and running, so you can quickly build and scale generative AI with security built in. With generative AI on AWS, businesses can push the boundaries of innovation.
Center, and they're looking to see if this is pass interference on the interception for a touchdown by Tavares McFadden. So then,
and as I look at this one, it looks to me like Amos has the right arm of Dembski tied up before the ball gets there, but let's hear the ruling.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
They gave it a look. Despite what you see there, it is an Argo touchdown on the turnover, and it's been a nightmare for Mike O'Shea's team in terms of coughing up the football. A couple of fumbles in the first half, and then the most damaging one, the interception on the deflection from Tavares McFadden. As mentioned, let go by Toronto in training camp. He comes back because of all the injuries to their secondary. And he has a good game, not just that play, but the most important one there, the interception and the first touchdown of this game for either team.
And again, there's another look at the play. Amos defending the pass. Gets tipped up in the air. Looked like Metier in on that as well. Tavares McFadden, the man in double blue who comes up with the football. Now, eventually finding his way to a starting cornerback spot with the Argos. As mentioned, they lost their 2 starting corners from last season. Jamal Peters leaving in free agency. Quantez Stiger selected in the National Football League draft. It would have appeared that there was a clear path to McFadden, who was often sort of the extra DB last year. You would have thought he would move into the starting lineup, but Argos elected to go a little younger to start the season, and he moved on, but finds his way back home and having an impact.
I believe he had that spot in the field corner before Stiggers arrived 2 years ago. It's his 3rd season out of Florida State, and gets a start tonight, and there's your result there. And the difference right now is interception for a touchdown. It was challenged by Mike O'Shea for pass interference, but they ruled that the call stands. So Winnipeg is in a hole now by a touchdown. Case on the return. And still on his feet as he does well to get it up around the 35 for Winnipeg. And Zach Collaros back on the field. Not long after that last pass he threw.
Time for the veteran quarterback to shake things off. Get this Bomber offense going. And as you watch them, and it seems like a lot of contested passes underneath, kind of those mid-range passes being thrown by Zach Larson. It makes you wonder how much they miss the guys taking the top off the defense in Lawler and Schoen.
No doubt they are missing them. Brady Oliveira, good work, breaking some tackles and knifing his way across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. But you look at Claris's numbers, 2 touchdown passes only and 8 interceptions. And if the Bombers can't come back and win this game, to think that they could start the season at 2-6. But not to make excuses for them. Other teams have dealt with losses of free agents and injuries, but my goodness, they've certainly had their share. A much different roster out there, especially on offense right now.
It is always a challenge, but it's often not just about replacing players' skill sets on the field, but also certain roles within team chemistry.
Chris Streveler in at quarterback on the second down. Hands it off to Oliveira, who picks up a couple, but looks like he will be shy. See where they spot it. He had to get right to the 45 for the first down, and it looks like it could be just inches shy, as you would expect Streveler to stay on. Third down it is, about a foot away.
Streveler has been very effective in this game. Short yardage formation, but it seems like he's always getting 2, 3, 4 yards a pop. His inside runs.
Only time he was stopped, he took it out of shotgun. That time works the big body across the 45, so that should be enough for a first down. As it is a first down, let's get an injury update now from Matthew.
Well, guys, you were talking about the Bombers' inability right now to take the top off of defense. Bombers are telling me that Drew Wolotarski, one of those weapons that might have been able to do it, injured earlier in this game, but he is now out of the game, guys.
Thanks, Matthew. We talked to Nick Dembski a couple of days ago, and he was saying, joking sort of, that goes in and Wolotarski is the only familiar face at times. In that receiving room early in the season, there's been so much change after Lawler got hurt. Dalton Schoen. Wolotarski done for the game. And speaking of Dembski, who loses the ball, not unlike last week against Saskatchewan when he had a big catch, and that time he had it punched out. This time, another play on offense by Winnipeg where they gain yards and then lose the handle on the ball. That's the third time that's happened tonight to Winnipeg. And to Sean Amos with his second fumble recovery.
When trucks are what you do, you build game-changing trucks. Trucks that help you chase one of these.
If you feel it,
Or a couple of these.
We got twins!
We build trucks that help you maneuver around one of these. That's right. Jump one of these. And back away from one of these. We're Ram. And we were built for this, this, and this. You don't face your fears, you ride them. Twisters, now in theaters.
That happens a lot, but Safe Flight could have helped.
So don't let that little chip spoil your trip.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
University of Maryland Global Campus is a school for real life, one that values the successes you've already achieved. Earn up to 90 undergraduate credits for relevant experience, and get the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. What will your next success be?
Everything. But I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
Frustrated Nick Dembski on the sideline after another fumble, after another good gain of about 30 yards and coughed it up. So it's Argo football. 4-0 turnovers going against Winnipeg in this. One went for a touchdown. And that's really the story of this game. Let's have another look at this catch and then fumble by Nick Dembski.
Yeah, nice route to get open. Great. Gets in behind Priester, but had that ball in the upfield arm where it's a target for a defender. Coming towards him, popped loose. Once again, scoring position. Little pat on the button, and let's go from head coach Mike O'Shea.
As said, compounding that what happened last week in Regina to Nick Dembski late in the game. Similar thing happened. Four-man rush, time for Arbuckle, and sitting down to catch that is Mackay Pope. Gets it up closer to the 50 and a first down for the Argos, nursing a 7-point lead now as we approach the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Arbuckle taking care of the football.
Still under 100 passing yards total for the Argos. Now it is caught close to midfield, so getting closer to 100. David Ungerer, his first catch of the season. Ungerer had to start the season on the 6th game because of a hamstring injury. And no doubt, veteran Ungerer is glad to be back in on the act. He had a breakout season last year with Toronto.
Yeah, Unger, originally the 11th overall pick in the draft out of Idaho by Hamilton back in 2019, came to Toronto as a free agent looking for a little more of an opportunity and found it. Career high, 41 catches, 579 yards, 3 touchdowns for him last season.
So first catch of the season for Unger. And breaking through is Kadeem Carey. Not as many rushing yards as we're used to seeing from 25 on this night, but a big one for Carey there as another first down goes to the Argos into the Bombers zone at the Winnipeg 40.
And watch how Carey turns his shoulders. Going through the hole here. Little slice. Nice job there by the Argo offensive line. Getting him up to the secondary untouched.
15 yards. Kadeem Carey to the 40. 13-6. The Argos leading by a touchdown. Back to Carey and finds a hole. And another good run to get it inside the Winnipeg 35.
Argo's offensive lines starting to impose their will a little bit. Winnipeg, their combination of bit of fatigue and frustration at this point. See a great lane, two-way go there as he gets in behind Peter Nicastro.
He didn't have much in the first half, but now he has 9 carries, 55 yards, and he's once again past Brady Oliveira for leading rusher in the Canadian Football League. They're a close 1-2. Dan Adebaboye has the ball now, and he's trying to drive his way down to the 30, but shy of a first down. It'd be a good yard away for Adebaboye. Then a third down coming up here.
Cameron Dukes back into the game with the short yardage unit. The Argos got off to a quick start this season. The running of Kadeem Carey was such a big part of that. 1-3 in their last 4, but the lead in this one with Carey showing the way in the fourth quarter.
Cameron Dukes goes right, tries to cut it up, and I don't think he got it. He got as far as the 30-yard line. He needed to get over that. And this could be a turnover on downs, a big defensive play for the Bombers when they really need it.
Well, terrific effort by Adam Bighill. Middle linebacker tracking to the football, coming downhill to stop him dead.
First time the Argos turn over the football after Winnipeg had done it 4 times. They meet Dukes right at the 30. Adam Bighill, first down Bombers.
When you have a cracked windshield, SafeLight makes it easy. Just text GLASS to 45277 to schedule a replacement you can trust. Text GLASS to 45277 to schedule today.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
No application fee if you apply by August 29th at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited university that's transformed adult lives for 75 years. You're not waiting to win. You're ready to succeed again at umgc.edu.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink. Designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best, because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
Need a big play, go to a veteran guy, Adam Bighill. Veteran linebacker, tracking this play across and then just steps up to meet Dukes in the hole. You see him coming from behind, left side of your screen, just mirrors the quarterback. And when Dukes picks the gap, Bighill meets him in that gap.
First down, Winnipeg, Colaris. Short pass coming across. Josh Johnson. He lost his helmet. See the helmet pop off as he's taken down. Gets it up near the 45 and a first down.
Well, Bombers look to get things going. Josh Johnson. It's been a busy young Bombers receiver today. Tries to lower his head as Sopik comes in for the tackle. You saw a helmet-on-helmet collision that popped his lid off. Seems no worse for wear.
So he gets it up to the 44. They put it down at 1st and 10. A big turnover on downs. See what Winnipeg can do with it now. Collaros once again quickly dumping it down to Oliveira. Looking for yardage after the catch, and he gets it up to midfield. Another Winnipeg first down. Bombers on the move.
You see offensive coordinator Buck Pierce. This offense that's been so successful over the last number of seasons.
The injury responder has requested Winnipeg 84 to be removed from the game.
That is Josh Johnson, who the play before was the one that lost his helmet on that contact head-to-head with Fraser Sopik. So one play later, the injury spotter, for the second time tonight, removing a Bomber player from the game.
And here you'll see, watch on the tackle, as Johnson lowers his head going into contact, their helmets collide. His lid pops off.
Chris Strebler is in this game as a second quarterback in. Zach Collaros in behind. Strebler's in as a receiver. Collaros is looking deep. Deep. Caught! Touchdown! Ontario Wilson had to secure the ball, but he did. And a much-needed touchdown pass for that Winnipeg offense. Just the 4th touchdown receiving by the Bombers this season. Just the 3rd thrown by Zach Collaros.
Yeah, Collaros, given time, nice protection there. You saw Oliveira moving across the formation. Little bit of an adventure, but happy ending for Ontario Wilson.
You just get a feeling in this night nothing is going to come easy for Winnipeg. Even a wide open receiver for a touchdown, but Wilson does secure the football, and did they ever need that? And now, how big was that tackle by Adam Bingham to force the turnover on downs? A quick 7 points with the turnover to match what the Argos did with the turnover. But doing it with their offense, Ontario Pokey Wilson picks up the touchdown.
Yeah, nothing fancy. He's just going. Florida State product. I think this reaction from Zach, a little bit of relief after seeing that ball bobbled by Wilson on the way in. The receiver stays with it.
The Argos are winning the turnover stat of the night 4-1. But how big is that one turnover for Winnipeg when the Argos were in position to make it a 2-score game?
Yeah, leads directly to points.
Like 3 times, boy. Ball like, no, I can't drop this.
No, you can't. No, you didn't. Big catch
for Pokey Wilson. A new life for the Bombers in a 13-13 tie. Only offensive touchdown scored in this game. There's Janarian Grant. No one needs to be reminded how dangerous he can suddenly be, and that's Deontay McMahon back with him. And the kick. Back to the 5 for Grant. Breaks loose for a moment up around the 23, and the Bombers have him wrapped up. Very mindful of what number 3 can do. They saw it so often in his years in Winnipeg. So over to Nick Arbuckle now, who's been the quarterback of that Argo offense since the start of the second quarter. We got 3:30 on the clock here in the fourth quarter in a tie game.
Arbuckle came off the bench in the fourth quarter last week in Hamilton. Nearly led them to a comeback. That seems to have earned him the bigger opportunity this week, the veteran. He's been essentially like a coach and mentor to Cameron Dukes so far this season.
Arbuckle, that's out to Kadeen Carey. Evan Holm pushing him out, but not before a first down for the Argos. ovation the fans here. He's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, Carey has a free release to the right side of your screen. Nobody goes with him, wide open in the flat. Able to turn that into a big first down. Holm rides him a little bit out of bounds there.
Some here, partisan, feel that should have been a flag. Last play before the 3-minute warning. Fourth quarter, 40-yard line, Argos. In a tie game, again, Arbuckle. Willie Jefferson chasing after him, as is Jake Thomas as he throws it. It's low, intended for David Ungara. Falls incomplete. Second down coming up after Winnipeg scored their first offensive touchdown in nearly 2 full games. We got a tie game with just a few minutes to go.
The game is changing, but what drives the game never will. What you have inside.
Tatum takes it.
Gatorade, is it in you?
Backphone One. Turn your mobile phone into a gaming console. No console required.
That happens a lot, but SafeLight could have helped. So don't let that little chip spoil your trip.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
No application fee if you apply by August 29th at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited university that's transformed adult lives for 75 years. You're not waiting to win. You're ready to succeed again at umgc.edu.
The freshest milk. 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 Check. The freshest bread. The freshest bread. The freshest bread. The freshest bread. The freshest.
Get hot and steamy with DiGiorno's limited edition Deadpool pizzas. You'll love them. Or else.
What are we doing?
It's not delivery. It's Deadpool. Sorry, it's DiGiorno. It's Deadpool and DiGiorno.
Hamilton Tiger Cats, Bo Levi Mitchell, they got their first win against the Argos last week. First of the season, McLeod Bethel Thompson and the Edmonton Elks still looking for win number 1. The Ticats and the Elks to wrap up Week 8 in the CFL on TSN. That's tomorrow from Commonwealth, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific time. Back at BMO Field, what a finish we have. Yes, it's been a defensive struggle by and large, but it is a tie game, and we got finger pointing and flags coming out now. They seem to be directed at the Winnipeg rookie, number 93, Owen Hubert, out of McMaster.
Hubert, a nice late round find for the Bombers this year. Selected 73rd overall.
And closer to home as well, coming back from Norwood, Ontario, raised in Norwood.
Procedure, Toronto, number 62. It's a 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
Well, they can point at Owen Hubert all they want, but it's against Ryan Hunter. It's against the Argos, pushing them back 5 more yards in the procedure call. And a second down and 15, so big penalty looming late in this game. 2:38 on the clock. And a tie game with momentum going back to the Bombers after their first offensive touchdown for either team moments ago. Ontario Wilson catching that long one from Zach Calera, so Arbuckle. 4 receivers to the left. Looking right. Gets rid of it. What a brilliant catch by Tavares Daniels. And he's still going. He spins around to get extra yardage. Inside the Bomber 50. In a crowd, and the soft hands of Daniels brings a big
Holding
one down.
Toronto, number 59. It's 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
But it's all for naught. There's the right tackle. Dejon Allen gets flagged for holding, and this one is coming back. 29-yard gain negated by the hold.
Yeah, so watch the matchup. It's Owen Hubert again working against the veteran Dejon Allen. Watch at the tail end of this as Hubert tries to reach to the quarterback. Allen gives him a little pull around the collar with the right hand. Young guy having an impact right there.
So 2 penalties against the Argos. First procedure, and then the hold, and another 10 back. It's a 2nd and 25 from the Argo 25. Yes, they got to get to the 50. There's a deep left, 50 and then some, but oh my goodness, nearly caught by Daniels that time as he got turned around. He had a shot at it, and there's a flag down. And Dinwiddie's out, and the headset came off. A challenge flag down. 1 PI. Reaction from Dinwiddie, obviously suggesting he shouldn't have to throw the challenge flag.
Yeah, if you see at the tail end of this
Toronto
play,
was challenging the previous play for pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
watch the defender, Dietrich Nichols. Again, it's number 2 receiver, second from the bottom of your screen. Deep shot as Nichols picks him up in coverage. You see he's kind of holding him off, preventing him from going forward. But I think Nichols making an argument. He's trying to make a play on the ball, and Daniels is running into him, but much for the officials to sort out here.
As they will. Command center called into action again. And we'd like to welcome in viewers on TSN 5. Rod Smith, Dwayne Ford, Matthew Shinetti here at BMO Field in Toronto. And it's a 13-13 tie. And a challenge, a big one, being made by Argos head coach Ryan Dinwiddie, looking for pass interference.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. 3rd down.
No PI. And the Argos have to punt.
And I thought the extended left arm might get Nichols in some trouble on this one, but contention here that he had his position already and was kind of holding, maintaining that position.
And the fans at BMO letting everyone in stripes know how they feel. Comments, I'm sure, directed at the command center as well, but they looked at it and thought it's not pass interference, so it will be Winnipeg football. Cody Case just inside the Winnipeg 40. Flag comes out, no yards. He only gets a couple of yards, but they'll be tacking on 15 here. And that'll move Collaros and the Bombers further up. 2:09 in the clock. Tie game. How things have
No
turned.
yards. Toronto, number 30. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Well, costly one given the field position. Jonathan Jones. You can see just a little too tight on the returner Case as he caught that football.
Who has a 60-yard field goal, second longest ever in the CFL. He had that in Calgary. He's gone 7 times north of 50. He's converted on 5 of those. But Zach Collaros, as you saw, a lot of game-winning drives. And this has certainly helped him. Brady Oliveira still chugging those legs. And a big, big run, his biggest of the night, to get Winnipeg down inside the Argo 30.
Love the patience on this run by Brady Oliveira. Double team on the defensive tackle. And here comes Oliveira. right up the gut, but just waited for a second for that double team to clear out the A gap, and then hit the accelerator.
26-yard run, longest of the season for Brady Oliveira. Down to the 31, so forget any talk about, at this point, about a plus 50 field goal try or perhaps field goal talk, period. The Bombers hope they can get into the end zone again. They go back to the ground. Still lots of time, 1:38.
Timeout, Toronto.
One biggest thing, given the way this evening has gone, the last couple of weeks have gone for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, protecting the football, that ball security that we talked about earlier.
Well, it's a tie game, but they've really been undone by turnovers tonight. 3 fumbles after some positive yardage on offense, and then, of course, the interception for the touchdown by Tavares McFadden. 4 times they've turned it over. 136 and counting. Zach Collaros' family out to watch and cheer him on. The Bombers on the road here in Toronto, trying to close in on their 3rd win of the season.
Timer, please reset the clock to 1:38.
You saw Collaros pointing to the clock in the end zone beforehand. They are setting it to 1:38, 2nd and 6. They're at the 27 of Toronto. Working that play clock down, taking as much time off the clock as they can. In scoring position now. Handing off again, Oliveira. And he was caught behind the line by Robbie Smith, but he broke that tackle, and Oliveira pushes it down very close to another first down. There's Sergio Castillo. Chris Trebler's coming on.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, and given their effectiveness with the Strebler team, calculated gamble to go for it here rather than taking the points. They want to get as much time off the clock as they can before giving the Argos an opportunity to have the ball back.
And that's the thing. I guess they figure if they kick it, yeah, they get the lead, but Argos would still have some time left.
Some time and only needing a field goal as well.
Here we go, 3rd down, Strebler. Didn't get much. It's the last little surge by Strebler, who had to get it down inside the 21. Argos are optimistically thinking that it could be a turnover and downs. Have another look here.
Yeah, great look down the line. Contact certainly made in front of the marker, but Strebler.
Wow. That lunge makes this close.
Yeah, as is often said about great running backs.
Where is the spot of the ball here? That yard marker right at the 21. And that ball, most of it outside of the 21-yard line. This is going to be a close measure. Turnover on downs.
Another turnover in scoring position.
Just as it happened with the
previous
Argos
play is under review by Command Center.
So they'll review, the Command Center will review the spot of the football on this extra lunge, that effort by Strebler. There's Teodric Hansen, who made first contact on Strebler.
The previous play is automatically being reviewed by Command Center.
Both units, offensive and defensive, kind of headed away from this, believing that they had won the play, so to speak. See, from that angle, look at where the ball is when Strevler is down.
That'd be the question. Was he down already? Because where he advances it, you're right, that would be further along by the looks of things, that it would be at or inside the 21. Had to get to the 21-yard line. Automatic review by the command center, and just a critical play.
And always a reminder that evidence has to be conclusive in order to overturn a decision. You can't just surmise what it looks like.
It's all about the placement of the ball. Does it stand?
After automatic review, the ruling on the field stands. First down play.
Will come out here that had he gone with the field goal and taken the lead, there's still just under a minute to go, and I could certainly understand or appreciate the argument that the Argos would have time to come back the other way, but it is a tie game. And now an offense that has struggled getting the ball down the field in the second half. Kadeem Carey, who takes that one, and a good pickup on first down. Second and short coming up, 48 seconds as they'll try to get in the field goal range for Lirim Hairolau. What a turn. 43 seconds. Swinging it out. Breaking a tackle. Breaking another as Carey does get the first down up across the 30. Sticks move, 37 seconds on the clock, and still plenty of real estate they have to cover if they're going to have a shot at a winning field goal.
Yeah, big second effort by the Argos running back, but nickel and diming at this stage on the clock isn't going to get them there.
Willie Jefferson nearly got Arbuckle. He gets away, he takes off. Something you seldom see as he gets it up closer to the 40 on that first down play. But they still, with 26 seconds left, are not close to the range of any kicker, not Lirim Hairolau, who does have a strong leg, but they still about 30, 40 yards here. 23 seconds. Will it be heading to overtime? Arbuckle lobs that one up and out of bounds on that 2nd and 5. So 3rd and 5 coming up. 17 seconds on the clock. The Argos, Devin Adams got through to Arbuckle, but we just want to kill the balance of this clock and play for OT.
Yeah, you see Adams coming from the right side of your screen in behind that goalpost. Just a bull rushed rip to the inside on the guard. Forces Arbuckle to throw that one away.
Overtime it is.
So 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Bombers with 2 receivers deep, catch the ball in the air rather than letting the Argos get it on the ground.
And it is Cody Case with it. And runs around and gets taken down. That's Jack Kassar, special teams tackles leader. 6 seconds on the clock. Winnipeg had their chance to take the lead, but couldn't get the first down when they were in field goal range. So overtime, by the looks of things, is looming, but see what Zach Collaros can do here with a long field ahead. Ball at the 22.
See if Collaros takes that one Hail Mary shot. Not sure they can get enough yardage in this time, even for Castillo to go 60. Just going to play for overtime.
For the second time this season for Winnipeg, they had played Calgary in overtime and lost in a long field goal by Rene Paredes. So taking the knee in a game that has been close right throughout, fittingly, is now going to overtime. After 4 quarters, still undecided, 13-13.
Never expected I would be a single parent, but it just turned out to happen that way. I don't have nobody and my kids need me. That's why I work from home. I don't like leaving their side. Yeah, when I first moved here, I had nothing. Then I found this church. If you're hungry, you know, if they got it, they'll feed you. At least now I know I gotta, you know, help if I need it. I love my kids times infinity. There ain't a thing I wouldn't do for them.
It starts out small, a stirring.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us for the Argos Week 8 matchup against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We are at BMO Field. Thank you for being here. Make sure you've hit that like button. Let's get some more Argos fans here in the chat. We are 3-3 in third place in the Eastern Division. We have got to step it up and get the W today against the Blue Bombers, who are 2-5. Appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for any of our Toronto sports action, whether it's the Blue Jays, the Argos, TFC, the Maple Leafs, the Raptors. You name it, Toronto sports, it's here. Thank you guys. Share the link out as well, and we'll see you guys in the chat. Built by a fan for the fans. That's what we do here at TSI. Go Argos, go.
Back at BMO Field in Toronto, we're off to overtime, tied at 13. The teams will play a maximum of 2 mini games, 2 series. Each team will scrimmage from the opponent's 35 to try to score, and after a touchdown, a team has to go for 2. The team that scores the most points in the mini games will earn 2 points in the standings. Otherwise, they each get a point if it's still tied. Now the toss.
Here's the coin for overtime. The CFL logo is heads. The Argonaut logo is tails. Winnipeg, it's still your call. Heads, please. Heads. Heads is the call. It is a tail. Toronto, you're going to go defense. What side do you guys want to go to? We want to play on that side. Winnipeg, first down on that end of the field. Thank you.
So the Argos choose to defend first. So the Bombers going first on offense and heading towards the south end as chosen by Adam Bighill. So from the 35, 2 mini games max. If it's one after just the first one, that's it. They don't go to that second mini game if it's decided then. But after 2, if it's still, as mentioned, still a tie game, that's it. So, yeah, looming large for kickers. You see Sergio Castillo there and Liram Hairolau as well.
Just watching down at field level is overtime. Bit of a rarity, obviously, in the Canadian Football League. The Argo players almost lined up on the wrong side. They were lining up behind Winnipeg as if they were playing on the long field here.
A bit of a twist. Here we go. 1st and 10. The 35. They're running. And they're not going very far. Brady Oliveira coming in. Royce Metier, the safety, coming in to help stop the run. It's a 2nd and long.
Yeah, good anticipation from Metier. The ball would be in the hands of Oliveira to start this OT. Now creating a 2nd and long situation.
Second and long. Polaris to the right, knocked away. Intended for Ontario Wilson. And the coverage from Deshaun Amos. 3rd down, and Castillo will come on to see if they can get a field goal.
Wilson lined up in the slot to the right side of the formation, middle receiver. Defensive play there from Deshaun Amos.
Sergio Castillo is 2 for 3 on the night. This from 41 yards away to give the Bombers the overtime lead. High snap. Sheehan puts it down. It's wide left. Wide left. And the Argos, on their possession, are going to have a golden opportunity to win this game in OT. They do get the rouge, so it is 14-13, but that could be a moot point. See what happens with the Argos' possession. Let's go down to Matthew.
And you say the golden opportunity for the Argos. Well, Nick Arbuckle must have sensed it, Rod, because he pulled the entire offense together to make sure everyone was assignment sound for this critical drive in overtime, Rod.
Matthew, and here we go. Arbuckle, not the starter, but he's played most of the game at quarterback for the Argos, and Castillo thinking about that one, no doubt, and wondering if he'll get another chance. Is Toronto, of course, starting at the 35 already in field goal range, and the advantage, you see they won the toss of going second, knowing what they need. Veteran Jake Thomas, a defensive tackle for Winnipeg, but having that knowledge helps them, knowing that a field goal is all they need from Iralau from the 35. Faking the handoff and throwing it down shy of Mackay Polk. Incomplete, second down. Argos just want to be careful with the football.
Well, being careful with the football is literally everything in this situation. You're within Liram Hajrulah's field goal range. All you need is that 3. Ball security is more important than even trying to gain a yard. I'm surprised by the first down play call, actually, to throw the football.
The last time the Argos were here against Edmonton nearly a month ago, Hajrulahu won it on a walk-off field goal. They run it. They just work it down closer, centered up and close. Kadeem Carey, and here comes Liram Hajrulahu, who started his CFL career with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Ended up after 2019 in the Grey Cup against Winnipeg, moving on to the NFL and coming back for the first time in 5 years this year. And Hajrulahu, as mentioned, has already had a walk-off win this season. This kick would be another one from just inside the 35. A close game could come to an end here. Haggerty to put it down. Hajrulahu to put it through. And the Argos, in a close one, win it in overtime. They get back over 500 in the closest of margins and drop the Bombers to 2-6.
Tough one for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. As Liram Hajrulahu hits the winning points, a game in which a series of turnovers within scoring range proved to be the difference, including a final one, a turnover on downs when they could have kicked a go-ahead field goal. With about a minute to go in this ball game, elected to go for it, and were stopped.
And no doubt Mike O'Shea will be asked about the decision not to kick the field goal late in the 4th. Instead, the Argos get a chance in overtime. And off the miss, they get theirs from Hajrulahu and the victory. Thanks for watching the CFL on TSN in Toronto. SportsCenter's next.
University of Maryland Global Campus is a school for real life, one that values the successes you've already achieved. Earn up to 90 undergraduate credits for relevant experience and get the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. What will your next success be?
The freshest milk, the freshest milk, the freshest milk, the freshest milk, the freshest milk. Check. The freshest bread, the freshest bread.
If anyone needs me, I'm gonna be in a food coma.
Happy birthday, Marty. Oh, no, you don't. Let me get this.
Ah, thanks. You're too kind.
I've heard that.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Your insurance agent should work hard for you because you work hard for you. That's simple human sense.
Say, baby, what you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. You got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping. I'ma leave the door open.
Found a flight on another app? We forgive you, as long as you check it with Kayak Price Check. Upload your itinerary to our app, and we'll search hundreds of sites for a better price. Check twice, book once. Download the Kayak app now.
Paramount Plus.
A tree can be unifying, inviting diverse communities to gather over common roots. A tree can be innovative, effortlessly pulling carbon from the air. A tree can be noble, actively nurturing life in an uncertain world. The Arbor Day Foundation has been planting trees for 50 years, in every season and soil, every climate and corner of the earth. A tree can be transformational, helping us turn local action into global impact. That's why now is the time for trees. Lots of trees. Let's tell the world everything a tree can be. Because a tree can be a solution. Let's put millions of solutions in the ground together.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose. What makes us tick below the surface? Why is the before work hustle and after school home a section of my block, a corner to call my own? With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Join today. Find your why for a better us.
For the first 29 years of Spencer's life, he lived day to day with unpredictable bouts of excruciating pain from sickle cell disease. But there is a cure. Through Be The Match, Spencer was able to receive a blood stem cell transplant from an unrelated donor.
My donor changed my life in ways she'll never know. Through her gift, my son will have his father around longer. I'm forever grateful.
The American Cancer Society's Hope Lodge communities offer a free home away from home, closer to cancer care. People are meant to be together. Learn more to help keep it that way.
I could stand here and tell you if my prostate cancer wasn't caught early, I might not be alive today.
Go to PCF.org for the help you need to navigate this disease. Go to PCF.org today.
Medical expenses for myself are just through the roof. So I can only imagine all the things that she's had to have done, how much it would have cost. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. And I was like, thank God for St. Jude.
Mental health and learning disorders are the most common illnesses of childhood and adolescence. 1 out of 5 young people struggle with disorders like depression, dyslexia, ADHD, OCD, eating disorders, and anxiety. I was one of them. As a child, I struggled with crippling anxiety, the most common and least recognized childhood mental health disorder. The mental health crisis in America is really a children's mental health crisis. Every year, over 1 million young people visit the ER because of suicidal ideation and suicide attempts. 5,000 die by suicide. When we ignore mental health, we lose our children. We have the tools to stem this crisis if we're willing. The Child Mind Institute is the leader in the field. It's the place where kids are getting better and the place that is doing the research and developing the programs that will change the landscape of children's mental health. To learn more, visit childmind.org.
We need your sports news anywhere, anytime you want them. We're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
CBS Sports HQ. Anywhere, anytime.
Live from Sandy, Utah, the National Women's Soccer League and Liga MX Femenil are proud to present Summer Cup 2024 tonight. Group A action continues with the Utah Royals hosting the Portland Thorns. Along with former U.S. international goalkeeper Jill Luyten, I'm JP Dellacamera. All 14 NWSL teams are participating in the Summer Cup, along with the top 6 from Mexico based on last year.
And JP, I'm just buzzing with excitement. This is a great opportunity for young players to showcase their abilities, to learn, to grow. And it's important for this league to continue to help develop the next generation of talent with this league expanding in a few years.
And the point system is slightly different. You still get 3 points for a win, but that's only if it's in regulation. If it's tied after 90, it's a draw with each team getting a point. The team who wins on penalty kicks gets an additional point. There is no extra time if tied after 90, straight to penalty kicks. Our matchup tonight is from Group A, where the visiting Portland Thorns are currently the leaders based on goal differential, which is the first tiebreaker. They're tied in points with Seattle. Teams are ready to come out of the tunnel and get this one underway. Led by the officiating staff, Jaime Padilla is our match referee. You can see the great Christine Sinclair in red for Portland. Still playing at a very high level. All-time leading goal scorer at age 41. Teams are up. Who are we looking for tonight, Jill?
For Utah Royals, they are taking a bit more of a proactive defensive approach with their higher block in a 4-2-4. They want to win the ball closer to their own goal. That's going to put pressure on Mandy Hott to play a high vertical line, to be proactive in behind the space behind her defense. But she also has to be really important in defending the goal area, as Portland likes to investigate those wide channels. And for Portland, I mean, Christine Sinclair didn't put a foot wrong in their last game against Tijuana, and her final pass is something that can make you gasp, but it's everything she does before that, getting into pockets, finding the space, and creating opportunities for others.
Teams are lined up side by side in anticipation of our national anthem.
And remove your hats for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
It's Utah versus Portland from Sandy, Utah. Lineups and kickoff when we return to the Summer Cup.
It's the world's first electric powerboat series with some of the biggest celebrities and sports legends. This is racing like you've never seen it before. E1 on CBS Sports Network.
Let me vibe for a minute. Woke up feeling like the city boys up one. Fade away, full course, step, son.
I love this jacket. You'll never find it.
I'm like, yeah, get it. I don't know her name, but she feeling like the other bad women in the section. Where I'm providing direction. Straight face gang got me feeling like a henchman. Hey, let me vibe for a minute. Hey, way too high when I'm in it. Hey, let me vibe.